Welcome, everybody, back to Off the Rails Podcast, episode number 15. We have a special guest with us today. That's why we picked him for number 15. That's not really true, but it just worked out that way. But 15 is Jems' baseball number. We do have a special guest, and we do love this man, and I don't say that lightly. I'm not one of those weird people who gets in their feelings about that. I can love another man, and I love this man like a brother. Tanner from the Anomalies and everything else awesome. What's up, sir?
Just got done recording another episode of that, actually. Sorry I was late. That's my bad.
What are you guys on? Too. What are you guys at? On episode 6,000 now at this point?
No. We're so inconsistent. We're in the 60s. I'll check.
That's pretty good.
We've been doing it for what, a couple of years now, right?
It's been a while. Yeah.
How many episodes of the? I'm gonna abbreviate it, but the LMD were there.
Oh, I don't know, 10. That's not like a tender subject. I forgot the name of it.
I just had they came to me as I started the sentence. I was like, I think I got it. The loudmouth degenerate.
Yeah, terrible name. I hated that name.
So did I. I said it from the beginning. I didn't like it, but you know.
Yeah, I think we did like 10. I don't know. We have we do evergreen episodes for the Anomalies. So like just no time relevancy to an episode whatsoever. So we have like 3 or 4 in the pipe, with some guests that we've gotten. We want to release one a week. The goal would be to get up to like 2 to 3, but we just like having a few in the chamber in case something happens. We all live life. Just you guys have the same shit going on.
Yeah, nice. This dude just had a baby.
Can we? Congratulations. Can we swear on this? I don't want to. Fuck. I don't know.
No.
Tanner, thank you for not fucking listening to the podcast. Yeah, you can fucking curse all
dude, I listened like everyone but the last 2, but I'm way behind on podcasts.
No, so am I.
Jems hasn't listened to.
When you listen to so many podcasts, it is tough to keep track whether you can swear or not. I don't know.
I've been off work since January 5th, so that's where I do a lot of my podcast listening.
Sure.
Speaking of it, though, soon you might be the last one because I think by episode 20 we're signing that deal. We're gonna be on Disney Plus.
Dude,
so we're probably gonna have to stop
swearing.
Right. I don't know. Doesn't Disney own Hulu?
I don't know.
There's some pretty gory shit on Hulu.
It would make sense though because I think I pay for Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu.
Disney owns pretty much everything.
Yeah, they own Fox now, which is weird.
Once they get
20th Century Fox,
once they get Walmart, it's over.
Once they get Walmart. That is but that is so weird though, because like when you own too many things, then don't you? You think that'd be hard enough to have sponsors because you're just you're paying for your own sponsorship. Like if you advertise on your own shit, I guess you could write it off. There's some corporate lawyer that's figuring that shit out, but
dude, I hadn't even thought about that.
That's how my brain works. I think about that shit.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? But
give me a second to process that.
It'd be like if because you guys are on the Pro Sports Extra network. So it'd be like if they owned like a network, but they advertised you on their network, it'd just be like kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I hear you now.
But I guess it'd be like if they paid to advertise on their own network. Yeah.
Dude, this is a mind fuck. I don't even know.
This is my favorite part about Tanner, and every time I'm on the Anomalies, I feel like I try to have one moment where I mind fuck Tanner.
Yeah, pretty much. You're good for it. Dude, we got into Jems, I don't know. Were you on that? It was me and Tone showing off our music knowledge.
Canadian.
We started rattling off the 50 most successful Canadian artists. Yeah. I named like 20 of the 50, which is insane, by the way.
I feel like that was a stripped down pod. I think it was me, you, and Tyler.
Maybe it might have been.
And maybe someone else popped in at some point, but maybe I think Marco was driving.
Yeah, I think you're right. That was weird. Yeah, it was funny because like you and I just are like guessing. We're like, I think they're Canadian, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Do you guys know what Sporkle is? It's like a website where it has like it'll have like Sporkle, Sporcle, And there's a ton of different categories. I've only done the sports ones, but you pull up like a topic and it'll be like 50 most passing yards in a season or whatever. And you have like 5 minutes to like start typing in names to get the list.
Oh shit.
Really?
Yeah.
I love trivia. I've never been able to do trivia at a bar. None of my friends would do it with me, and you can't show up at a bar alone to do trivia. I love trivia.
Yeah,
okay, I can't. I'm a people person. I don't do shit alone.
I've seen people do it, man. I've seen people do it.
When I was like 18, 19, maybe 19 or 20, I think I just barely turned 21 by the end of it. We used to go to a bar every Wednesday night and do trivia, Irish pub. And the reason I got into it was the boss that I worked with at the time. Her boyfriend always came into work. I worked at a coffee shop, and he was talking about trivia night. I was like, I like trivia and random crap. So me and my buddies used to go, and like we'd win every now and then and just piss off all these old fucks. And they're like, oh my God, you guys are cheating so bad. And we're like, no, we're not. Like, it just.
How do you cheat?
Use your phone.
Know, right?
Oh, I guess.
But we did. Like, there was just random crap.
You're cheating at trivia. Fuck you.
Yeah, what's the point? Yeah, go get a life. When I went on vacation, I guess the last before COVID hit, we went back to Virginia, which is where my parents and my brother live, and they do trivia a lot. In this place called like Warriors Tap House or some shit like that. But like they were like, oh, it's trivia night. I was like, fuck it, let's go. So we went. My dad always pays for everything, so it's like awesome because he's like old school and he just won't let you pay for shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had to like literally like follow a lady back into like the like cooking area to like ask her to give me the bill when it was like breakfast time, so I could like fucking pay for it. But yeah, so he's just like he ordered like 60 zillion beers, like everything. It was like so much shit. I was like, Dad, I don't really drink beer. I was just drinking like shots and like fucking whiskey, and we were going. But there was like 10 of us. My kids, my 3 kids, my wife, my brother's wife, his daughter, my mom, my dad. Literally, we walk into trivia night. No joke. They go, tonight's trivia is NFL football.
Oh, no.
And I was like, well, we're about to fuck this. So we were like, I looked at my brother. I was like, yo, how competitive we get? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, I like being competitive, but they get on me every time I'm a little too competitive. I was like, well, fuck the rest of them. We're going to fucking knock this shit out. And we steamrolled motherfuckers. Like they started asking questions, like, and then the table would be like, who do you guys, and me and my brother were like, fucking Aaron Rodgers. Like why are they fucking even talking? Like, that's like, we're just like filling out the fucking thing by ourselves. But yeah. And we stomped teams, man. And people were stupid as shit. Like literally, like there were like 5 other teams. One of the questions was, what NFL football player went by the name Ocho Cinco?
Oh, wow.
And like literally one lady answered Ocho Cinco.
She's not wrong.
Well,
like, you're like, he's like, can you? Like, yeah, it was fucked up. It was so stupid. God damn. But yeah, happened to be a really good category. So this is how we go off the rails here. We're going to go off the rails. If you had to walk into a trivia just by yourself, because even though you don't do that, but right. you have to be the head shot caller of a trivia team.
Sure.
What 3 categories do you feel the most confident if they got called you would dominate and win first place?
Adam Sandler movies. I'll say Green Bay Packers trivia. I should put an era on there. It's a really old team. But no, I'll just say general Green Bay. And good question, Tone. Something I never thought about before.
I try. But this, by the way, while you're thinking of that, the reason why I asked that was because on the last episode, which I just posted today, which will be like about a week probably from now when we post this one. But if you listen to that, I had this random epiphany where I was like, yo, there's a best person at everything in the world. So there's a best lady and dude at like having sex.
Right.
No one will know who they are because they should, in theory, not have a zillion partners. So no one would know that they were necessarily the best. But there's a best at everything, right? Like there's a best like person who like puts glue on things. There's a best for like, so.
It's a great thought.
Kind of
our brains work alike.
Yeah, it kind of stays in that line. So like, if someone had to be like, what is Tanner the best at?
Ooh, let
Trivia,
me answer that question. Let me answer that question after this third topic. The third topic that I would want to get, this is going to be like really random, but like automotive logos or like car company logos.
Down.
When I was a kid, I'm not a gearhead at all. I know very limited about, like, I don't have the mechanical skills or anything, but when I was a kid, I was like obsessed with what car is that in the parking lot that we're walking by, and I'd just be asking my parents, like, is that a Fiat? Is that an Audi? Is that a Chrysler? You know, and like sometimes logos have changed over the years, whatever. And I remember, like the Windows 95 computer. I was like in first grade, like just searching. I don't even know if it's Google, man. Might have been like Ask Jeeves. Like looking up, every single car logo in the world. And yeah, I haven't forgotten a lot of that shit. And I maybe haven't kept up with some of the new stuff, but like that, I think I would do really, really, really well. Like top 2% in the world at car logos.
I have it's not car logos, but I was going to say it's car trivia. Do you know what number on your VIN number declares what year it was made? Number or letter.
Disclosure here, Tone was a used car salesman for a minute.
I think I knew that. Yeah. I feel like I've heard this before, but I do not know.
It's the 10th. The 10th letter or number indicates the year.
Sure.
So
does each number have a designation?
Yeah, so you'll get 0 through like 9, obviously, but then A is like a 0. B 1, 2.
Sure.
So like that way, and it usually goes in like 20-year chunks, because usually you shouldn't have like a old ass fucking car rolling into a parking lot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah.
Huh. Can you still like rattle off VINs of like your favorite cars?
No, because every VIN's different.
It's like a social security number.
Yeah, your VIN is your social security number.
Yeah, I know, but like favorite cars like you've had or you sold?
Oh, I don't know any of my VINs of anything. But
I just assumed you could rattle off like the last 10 cars you had.
But that's because I can rattle off the last 10 cars I had, not by VIN though. But when we sold them, we used usually it was like a 2-letter which declared whether it was new or used, and then a 4-digit at any point, so it would rotate. So like it'd be like AN 1940, and then like that's I remember those, but like
well, that makes sense.
Yeah, so but
can you rattle off the VINs of your favorite tractors, Tanner?
No. And full disclaimer, like, and I've done a terrible job of talking about this in the Anomalies world, but I work for a farm. I am involved in farming. I do not run a tractor that often.
Are you a seed guy?
So yeah, the company. I don't want to. Do not take this as being egotistical or arrogant, but I work for a pretty large farm for Northwest Wisconsin.
You work for like the Nike of like farm.
No. We're not that fancy, but it's a successful farm. We farm about 6,000 acres. My boss is 63. He built it from the ground up, right? But so he has 3 companies. His farm is like a sole proprietorship, so all he owns is like land. And he hires the Ag Services Company, which owns all the equipment. He hires them to like do his custom farming work, right? So all the field work and everything. And then the third company, which is the one that I work with and I am own part of, is the seeding consulting company. So we sell Pioneer seed, we sell chemical, and we do a bunch of crop consulting for other farmers. I am intimately involved with my biggest customer, my boss, and his farming operation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, do I have to jump equipment from time to time? Absolutely. But it is not my main job. My main job is... Go ahead.
Are there signs that say Pioneer and then underneath it says Tanner Johnson and your phone number?
It'll say AB Seed and then my phone number. Yeah, I could send you one if you want.
Yeah, I kind of do. Is that when you knew you made it?
I don't know if I made it, man, but I guess. Yeah, we put up like a couple hundred signs a year, I bet.
Nice. I have some Pioneer W-2s in my past. But
sure.
That was detasseling and roguing for like 10 years from like 13 to college years.
I wish I would have had that opportunity because everyone I talk to seems to always know like the value of hard work. and I like to think I do know the value of it, but the people I know who like have done the detasseling and shit like that, like they are not afraid of work, and I respect the hell out of people that did that.
That is when you have that on a resume, people are like, "Oh my gosh, that's such hard work," and I'm like, "Yeah, but like." The detasseling part, you're on a machine, standing there, just fucking pulling tassels. So, like, it's a good job for kids.
Yeah.
Like, the roguing part, that sucks worse because you are walking. Like, I remember pulling up the fields and be like, we'd be on the way there. Be like, how big is this? And they'll be like, oh, it's like 450 acres. Fuck.
Yeah, no, yeah. But I think that's the thing. Like, you have to have like I feel like I'm a hard worker, but like I feel like the reason why I am because that. When I was a kid, like my dad was in the military, worked in the military for 30 years. But like, I remember my mom didn't work. She was a stay-at-home mom by choice because it made the most sense. We moved so often that it didn't make sense for her to get a job. She did work from time to time, but like most of the time it was like she was getting me and my brother off, whatever. But we had one car. So like my mom would wake up in the morning, throw us in the car. We would sleep in the back. My head would be on the buckle because my brother's head would be on my head. Like that's how I was the younger brother, so I got fucked basically. And then we'd be driving into the night and we'd get back home at or driving in the morning, you know, when it's still dark. And then we'd be driving back when the sun was starting to come up. And I just remember that my dad was at work before the sun came up. And then I watched my brother, same thing. My dad would be out to sea or flying on whatever Air Force 1 or 2 or whatever the fuck he was doing at the time. And my mom would be taking my brother to the fucking high school so he could hop in the back of a fucking pickup truck to go corn to tassel. And like, I just remember like seeing those examples. And I think that helps when you see people do hard work that you're like, oh yeah, that shit actually is beneficial. You see
for sure.
I don't want to gloss over something that you just said here.
Yeah,
you were nonchalantly talking about your dad's employment.
Yeah, yeah.
He was on Air Force 1, Air Force 2. So
it drives me crazy when he does that.
What branch of military was your dad in?
My dad was in the Navy, but he was a communications officer. So
okay, one of my good friends from high school he was ever since elementary school. He was like, I'm going into the Marines. He went in the Marine Corps, and during boot camp, him and another guy got plucked out of like 500 people. And they went to specialized training. They did a shitload of background checks on him. Like they were calling friends, ex-bosses, everything. And he was stationed at Camp David, protecting Obama, like guarding Camp David when Obama was there and stuff. And he did some other stuff, and he would get into stories. I'm sure your dad was probably the same way with things. Get into stories about stuff, and it'd be like super exciting. And then he'd be like, "That's all I can tell."
Yeah.
I deal with that every day. My wife works on a base that she can't take her cell phone onto. Like
a military base?
Yeah. But like she's not military. She's the government side, but like she has the same clearances like my dad has. So like
civilian side, yeah.
I don't even ask her what she did at work.
So do your wife and your dad like at family functions sit and talk, and then like somebody else walks in the room and they shut up?
They have like talked like when my wife was thinking about switching companies. My dad happened to be here, and like they like went into like the office that I normally record into, and like they like kind of had a talk, and like she asked questions that she couldn't ask in front of me, obviously. So you know, based off the work. So yeah, it's weird. It's a weird life, but I grew up with it. Like my dad was that way. Like it was like, you know, I've been on the tarmac where like there's a red line and it says like cross the red line, you get shot.
Tony, you do have this way, and there's nothing wrong, but you will say crazy, interesting things that are like a real life experience that very few people have. And you will say it like I would be telling Jems that like I had spaghetti for supper, and then you'll just keep it moving.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know this, but it makes people's heads spin. They're like, how can he be so fucking cool about this? This doesn't make sense.
Well, it's weird because a lot of things in my life don't like I've been around it. So it's almost like what I just said with like hard work, right? So like my brothers worked for Marvel and Lucasfilms doing art.
There you go again.
But the thing is like I've been around it my whole life. So it's like whatever. Like I mean he's a badass artist. He does like amazing work. Like I mean fucking top notch crazy shit. Like, but
Right.
you're like, I mean, I've seen it. I mean, like, it's weird, right? Like, so it's kind of like one of those things. I very much so, out of my entire family, I am probably the least hardworking and the black sheep of my family as far as successful wise.
For now.
For now, I mean, but
until Off the Rails gets on the moon.
yeah. So yeah, exactly. So, but like, like that's my drive though. My drive is like I've watched my dad do crazy shit. My mom, even though she didn't work for a living, like has done crazy shit. Like my fucking brother does crazy. I was fucking nuts. So my wife does crazy shit. So I was like, you know what? I got to catch up with everybody. But
you got a kid that's probably gonna be in the WNBA. So like,
I got a kid that's probably going to be in the WNBA and a kid that's probably definitely going to be in the Major League Baseball, at least in the minor leagues at some point. That kid fucking goes crazy off fucking baseballs. And he's
What's going to happen with the minor league? Like, I don't know a lot. Baseball's kind of dead to me right now, but I heard the minors like in shambles. So is it going to be a complete restructuring, you think? Or do you think they'll have to bring it back to get the good?
They're definitely restructuring. So what they're doing, so here we went from having a AAA team here to having a single A team, and then but that was before COVID.
It's the same team?
No, so they switched out. So the team that was a AAA team moved to San Antonio because it had better facilities, but it also makes no sense because it was the Rockies and we're like an hour south. So if you had to call somebody up, it made sense. They're fucking hour south, whatever. But so anyway, San Antonio, and then so another team came in and it became the Brewers organization, but the single A for the Brewers, and they were actually, I don't know if you ever saw it, but it was like a s'more.
Oh yeah,
that's here. And so, but now they're part of it's called like the Pioneer League, sort of. It's like so basically our local head coach for the college that's here, that's like a decent baseball college. He's also going to coach that team, so it's going to be like almost like an independent league, but it's going to be loosely associated with baseball.
I think they call that low A, right?
Basically like lower than low A, but like,
I think they're trimming the fat a little bit. I think there was a shit ton of minor leagues, like not as much as there used to be. Like back in like the 40s and 50s, there were like hundreds of minor league teams, but I think they're cutting back a little bit now on what they're doing. I don't know what COVID, how it's affecting everything, but like they have to have it.
They didn't play minors last year, from my understanding.
They didn't. I think they did Arizona Fall League though.
Yeah, but they're gonna have to have it. But like for the good players, they would go from like A to like double A, or sorry, triple A. Like they would skip double A. Like if you were really good, or like you would just start in double A and then be double A, triple A. So it's like they could definitely get rid of one of those teams per fucking. And they could probably also make them a little bit more cohesive. And they're also not owned by the franchise,
right? They have contracts with them. Like our local one is the South Bend Cubs, which I hate, but they just re-upped the contract with the stadium for like another 20.
What about the Railcats and Gary?
There you go. That's independent league. That's just like guys that have like been on the minor leagues or like petered out in the major leagues that are still playing. But like, I've been to a Railcats game or two, Gary, the Steel Yard, and I'm a steel worker. Like we get free tickets.
Nice. My high school baseball coach. Let me make sure I get this right. Yeah, my high school baseball coach and my Legion coach. He played there. So he went to Illinois, like U of I, IU, whatever.
It's U of
I. He went there and played baseball on scholarship, and then he didn't get drafted, but he was in the minors, traveled around. Then he played in Gary for a little while. Then he coached Gary for a little while. Then he came home. But he had so much Railcats shit. He'd give us all this like Gary Railcats stuff, hats, T-shirts, whatever. So I'm sure I could go find like Gary Railcats stuff.
Nice.
What's that?
Bullet holes in it from being in Gary,
dude.
Right.
Gary is the ass crack of America.
They showed when I first hired in at the mill I work at. They showed us a picture of like Gary from the 50s, like when it was like a booming town, like when the U.S. first got there, and it's wild. I go around Gary no matter what time of day it is. Like if I'm headed to Chicago, like whoop.
That makes sense. I would too. Fucking yeah.
Was it 2 episodes ago we were pulling up murder numbers, and I think Gary was 2nd or 3rd in the country.
It was.
Believe it. It's like right there, Stockton. Yeah.
So So speaking of baseball and minor leagues, and so Super Bowl. What do you think about the Super Bowl? Obviously, first off, I know your team just got beat, and I feel bad because I legitimately think like if you're gonna go back and cap this year and be like, this is who the champion of this year was, it should have been the Packers. It's hard to say as a Lions fan, but I feel like the Packers were the most consistent team for the most part this year.
And I respect that. And I mean, thank you. I don't know them losing, and they just asked me about this in another podcast. But like, I come to terms with reality before any game.
Yeah,
I've never let a Packers loss like affect my day or my mood. I don't know. It's like trivial. I love the Packers. I'm really happy when they win, but like, I'm not gonna do anything stupid because they win. And like when they lose, I'm not gonna like
do anything stupid.
I'm not gonna harm myself. I'm not gonna like treat my family or friends worse. I don't know. And I love superstitious fans. I could watch hours upon hours of people's superstitions about sports. It's so stupid, but nothing you do affects the outcome. You're not even at the stadium, let alone like wash your hands after you pee on game days because you want to get all the good karma. Like I have buddies who do that.
I assume all those people that do that probably played baseball because that's like a big baseball thing.
Baseball is chock full.
Baseball, hockey, yeah.
Nah, hockey is too, but like baseball is like the superstition capital of sports.
Yeah, I participated in some of it when I played. Right, it's like you never step on the pitcher's mound, shit like that. I get it, but I'm not even a little bit stitious. I don't like this.
I like the Office reference.
Yeah, I'm not a big Office guy, but that is funny. So answering your question about the Super Bowl, I think the Chiefs are going to win if Mahomes doesn't get hurt. I do not think Mahomes is fully healthy.
True, but I think he's on that good dope shit though.
See what happens. I don't know.
I want the Bucks to win, but that's just because I placed a future bet on the Bucks in like October for them to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I don't dislike either of these teams, so it's kind of fun. Like finally having two teams that I like.
By the way, so while we're bringing up pain, I think Jems might have more pain over the loss of the Packers than you did. Jems was, I don't know if you know this, I don't know if you shared it with you guys. Jems was an Aaron Jones touchdown away from winning like $875,000.
What?
Not really that much, but like a lot.
I had bet a 4-leg parlay on touchdown scores in the Packers Bucks game.
Okay.
I did 2 from each team. I did Leonard Fournette and Scotty Miller for the Bucks.
Wow.
And MVS and Aaron Jones from the Packers. And I hit the first 3 like early, like fairly all in the first half.
First half, yeah.
And then fucking Aaron Jones hurts his chest, but that would have been, I think it was worth $870 or something.
Damn,
$5 or something like that. Was it 5? To win?
5 or probably 10. I think that was a 10.
Okay, yeah.
I had the same thing happen for the Browns Steelers first playoff game. I was 3.5 yards away from. I had like a 9-leg parlay, just fucking around.
Mm-hmm.
And I hit every single one except for Benny Snell's over on rushing yards. His over was like 12, and I was like, or 14 or something. I don't remember. It was a low number, and I was like, there's like a decent chance James Conner just gets hurt.
It was at 11.5, and he needed 14.
Yeah, it was something stupid like that. He only had 2 rushes, and he was 3.5 yards away.
What the hell?
Yeah. So, but the reason why I brought all of it up was we were talking about minor league baseball in general. Both quarterbacks were drafted into Major League Baseball.
Oh yeah.
So
I heard that just the other day, actually.
Can you name the 2 teams specifically?
No, not even close.
I might be able to. It was a meme where I saw it's Tom Brady and Expo. That's how old. That's how old he is.
Tom Brady.
Oh, ugh. What a shithole.
Great logo.
Was Mahomes a twin?
No, does start with a T though.
Was his dad a twin?
His dad was a twin. I think his dad was a twin. Yes.
Okay.
But he got drafted by the Tigers.
So.
Oh.
Yeah. Because there was that meme like last year after he won the Super Bowl where it was like, oh, Detroit actually did draft a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
I remember that.
I was like, fuck you guys. You guys are
That's funny.
But yeah, But it's crazy. I think Mike Vick got drafted by the Rockies one time too. So like those late round drafts, they just started fucking picking.
They start drafting athletic people. Pat White was drafted a bunch, and he didn't like play baseball in like years.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually just had on. Speaking of another podcast, Be a Pro, we had Shaq Thompson on from the Panthers. He was drafted. He only played baseball in his senior year and got drafted got drafted by the Red Sox. Decided in single A that wasn't for him, so he just focused on football in college. He struck out. He was 0 for 29 and struck out 29 times.
Wow. Yeah, I'd focus on football too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you get like those football players like Chris Winkie and that played piddled around the minors until he was like 24 or something, and then I think he won a Heisman at like 26.
Who was that Browns quarterback? He was like old when he got drafted. Remember that? Brandon Weeden.
Oh, Brandon Weeden.
Brandon Weeden.
He played like in the Yankees
he was
like the Yankees farm system for like 3 or 4 years. Maybe even played in the majors like on like September call-ups.
Maybe. I don't know if he did it. I don't know if he got that hard, but I think he got high up in their organization though.
Yeah, and then there was another quarterback for the Cowboys.
Drew Henson. He was actually the guy who started at Michigan over Tom Brady.
Yes. Okay, I was going to say Drew Henson. Yes, that sounds right. And then, like, obviously, just recently, Kyler Murray, he was drafted in the first round of 2 different freaking drafts.
Kyler Murray is a weird one because I think he's the only person ever to be drafted in the first round of both drafts.
What was he, like 4th or 7th overall?
He was a
9th?
Something like that. He was like 6 through 9 somewhere.
And he flat out said, he's like, I'm committed to baseball, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to finish college. Oh, I won a Heisman Trophy.
I don't think he realized he was as good at football as he was.
I don't care. If I get drafted in one sport, I am done playing the other. And if I get drafted in the first round, I am done playing the other one.
Yeah.
To be fair though, he has made more money than he would have ever made in baseball.
Ever? Baseball players are making more money than football players.
He was drafted by the Oakland A's, Moneyball, baby.
Then go to the Yankees. Johnny Damon did that.
Signing bonus.
I don't know. I mean,
I think his signing bonus was like $3 million though.
If it's money you're like most concerned about, which I get, very valid. I'm not trying to like say money's not important, but baseball. I mean, sure, you get drafted in the first round, you get a decent little career. I don't know.
Baseball, you got to play the long game in baseball though. The long game is like you got to play till you're 50.
Wow. Yeah.
Jeff Samardzija did it right.
Yeah, Jeff Samardzija I think is like
what a name. Yeah, it's called that.
He's like almost 40, and I think last year he made like 21 million.
Yeah.
He got that much last year. Holy.
It was the last year of his deal, I think. Last year.
That's nuts.
Deal. But they signed like long ass deals though. Basketball is the way to go now though.
Basketball for sure.
It's guaranteed, and like they're like, oh, the 4th string water boy guy has a $5 million deal. Don't worry about it. Like you're like, what the?
There's such a players' league too. The NBA. I mean, I respect that. That what the hell is that? Adam Silver.
Yep.
Yeah.
If he can get through this COVID, if he can navigate this, I mean, he's still got to be the best commissioner in sports, huh?
The only thing I don't like about Adam Silver is he's a dumb fuck when it comes to the WNBA.
Is he involved with the WNBA?
So yeah. The NBA and the WNBA are basically like a similar league. They have ties. There's a different commissioner for the WNBA, but every time the WNBA makes a stride, like shit, like they got a new players agreement where the players get paid more. They're trending up. And the thing that people don't realize is they're like a 24-year-old league. So they're still like fairly new. And so they're trending up. Adam Silver will be like, oh yeah, but we had to deficit fund it, which is actually not even fucking the case in most. Like he says like stupid shit that like is like not even accurate per se. It's like in a roundabout way, like yes, did they deficit fund the WNBA to start? Yes. But the owners that own it now are actually making a profit each year. And the problem is that the WNBA players make 22% of the revenue, whereas NBA players make 58% of the revenue.
That's the big thing.
So it's like that's what the players try to talk about. And people are like, well, your league loses money. And they're like, no, we don't get as much of the revenue. That's why we make so low salary. The revenue's there. Like, and it's still growing as a league.
I've had this thought, and now just recently I asked you about the WNBA, so I understand it's relevant. But
Yeah.
if I was the WNBA
Yeah.
and I had like some of the brightest, sharpest young female minds in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's incredibly impressive what they're doing.
Yeah.
How can they not make themselves more marketable on social media? For one, and then two, entertainment wise, like what's going to bring the younger audience, which is obviously some of the most lucrative. What's going to bring it there? I'd say entertainment. And like I've never heard of concerts or call it like what the hell am I trying to say? Like influencer gatherings, whatever, at like WNBA games. Have you? Because if I owned a WNBA team, I would have a goddamn like halftime act and post game act with Pitbull or like some big name. Like those stadiums would be packed.
So they're starting to. So the thing is like you'll see it. I should have wore it. I have an orange hoodie with a fucking thing on it. You see NBA players wearing it. You see that's kind of like a grassroots like WNBA campaign. But the thing is like what's going to really make the league, and it's going to be fucked up. I don't know how it's going to be taken, but it's going to happen. LeBron James is going to go, hey, I have a fucking daughter. I'm going to buy a fucking team.
Yep.
Because he could. And then he's actually a really great like ambassador for the game, which is like what Kobe was doing before he passed away. Kobe, I think that was actually today, a year ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but like that's what's going to happen. You're going to have these like owners, like much like Mahomes owns part of the Royals. You're going to have like these players owning teams because they make so much more money than they do, but they'll be able to pump money back in and still be around basketball and all this other stuff. And strides will be made. Teams will expand. There's too many players right now that like literally, if you're not drafted in the first round of the WNBA, which is a 12-person first round, your odds of making a roster are like so small. There's only 144 professional WNBA players.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So each year when you have new people coming in, they should have like they should have done it where they put them in the B city. So like, because that's what the problem.
Bingo.
So the big problem was when they came in, they put like the Liberty were playing in fucking Madison Square Garden. Hey, that's a big fucking arena.
Right.
Now though, the guy made a smaller arena that they sell out constantly. Because it's geared for them, and then they could grow it if they want. The Mystics did it. There's a bunch of other teams that are now slowly making their own arena that is smaller, so it sells out. So it's a better atmosphere, all that kind of stuff. It's built for their game. It's not like, hey, you're just in here as an afterthought. So
that makes a lot of sense.
But they should have done them in B cities. And that's the thing that makes me kind of annoyed is like Denver has the Nuggets. Colorado Springs should have a WNBA team because there's a lot of times I'm like, man, I'd love to go to see fucking live basketball. I am a WNBA fan in general, but like, if I was like, we have a professional basketball team here, I'll go watch that shit.
Sure.
I'm not going to drive an hour to Denver every time, but like, I'll go to this thing. That's how you build it. You got to put them close to cities, but like enough to where it's like, hey, the convenience of it makes more sense for me to go here.
Sure.
I like that. Chicago has the Bulls instead of having the Sky. I don't even know if they're still called the Sky or not.
They are still called the Sky. They're about to get one of the biggest free agents too.
They should be like, honestly, a South Bend. We're an hour and 20 minutes away from Chicago. It'd be perfect. Notre Dame's right there.
Yep.
Like,
by the way, Notre Dame, massive women's basketball community.
Yeah. My father-in-law loves Notre Dame women's basketball. Like, it's huge around here. And like Skylar Diggins, Arike. I'm not even going to try to say her last name.
Agumbawale.
Oh, yeah. Her brother Dare went to Wisconsin. He's a football player.
I mean, probably. It's potential.
I never thought about that, but like the B cities would be perfect.
Well, that's the Connecticut Sun play basically right down the road from UConn, which is massive.
Right.
They sell out all the time.
There should be a team right outside wherever fucking Tennessee. I can't think of the name of it is. The Volunteers.
Makes sense. Yeah. Look who does really well. The Seattle Storm are probably one of the most storied franchises in.
Sue Bird. She played for Seattle.
Sue Bird, Brianna Stewart, Natasha Howard, Jewel Lloyd, all those but
I don't know the other three.
But Seattle basketball though.
I knew Brianna.
Seattle doesn't have basketball. So, but they're a team. They don't have a team. They don't have an NBA team.
Is one coming back?
Oh, yeah.
So like,
I suppose Supersonics went to Oklahoma. Yeah,
but they love basketball, so they support the Seattle Storm like crazy.
Seattle's also on a little bit separate, extremely progressive.
True.
So if the NBA came back, I don't know if they'd get as much support as the WNBA.
That's
very progressive.
Good point. Who's the top free agent or whatever? Is it Della whatever?
No, Della Don's still with the Mystics, but Candace Parker is supposedly looking to sign with Chicago.
She's still playing?
Yeah, she's like 29 or 30.
Really? I feel like she's been around forever.
I could totally be off on her age.
I think you're off.
She's pretty young though.
Because I was like in high school and she was in the slam dunk contest.
Yeah, I think she's older than Skylar, and Skylar's my age.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, she's probably a little. Maybe she's 34, but she's still like a beast though. Like she'll still kick ass. So, but like that's the thing is like those leagues needed like a decent like
34.
Oh, 34. Okay, so Wisconsin basketball though, like Wisconsin has a good college basketball experience.
Yep.
I don't know how their women's team is, but like
I think they're probably down this year, but the last few years they've been pretty good.
But like if they had a WNBA team, they'd probably do pretty well because the Minnesota Lynx do really well.
So Milwaukee had one, right? The Milwaukee Doe when I was like
clever. I love
grade school.
The Doe and the Bucks.
And their G League team is the Herd. They play in Oshkosh, which would be a B city. But like Madison, which is a capital city, it's only an hour maybe from Milwaukee.
Yeah,
like 200,000 people, and obviously the college they could very much support a WNBA team. And talk about a progressive city, like it's like mini Seattle. So I mean,
for sure,
definitely could support a WNBA team. I'm fascinated. I'm not like the biggest women's basketball fan in the world. I'm not the biggest basketball fan in the world, but I like basketball.
Yeah.
I am like crazily intrigued by building the next big thing. I missed the boat on esports and gaming, right? Like I saw it coming as a kid. I didn't play video games, but all my buddies did.
Yep.
And like now they're all into Twitch and shit. But I still think women's basketball, women's other sports, that's gonna take off pretty soon. It's like we're living in the beginning of the women's revolution. It seems like.
By the way, women's basketball is gonna go crazy like soon.
I think, and I don't know if you've been following along with Barstool, not to like suck their dick, but there's been a lot of talk of the NWHL, the Women's Hockey League.
I saw some of that today because Julie DeCaro is fucking terrible.
So that's been in the news quite a bit, and like Barstool's CEO is trying to like buy a team and stuff like that. I think that's gonna take off. I honestly do.
Well, here's the thing. Like, so you have a franchise, right? So like, and part of it is on the WNBA too. So it's like, okay, like you have an Indiana Fever team that plays basically right down. I think they play actually in the same place the Pacers play, but
Seiko Fieldhouse.
But really,
but here's the thing: you have guys like Pat, who has a big ass show. Pat has he's talked about it on the show. Talking about I forgot her name, but the ex-coach. But why aren't you bringing influencers, like you said, influencers like that in?
Seriously,
that is what you should be doing. Like, could you imagine? Be like, hey, Pat, we know you love doing random shit. How about you come call some games?
Yep. You don't have to make it.
The Pelicans, didn't he?
What? Yeah, he did the introduction. But could you imagine him calling a game? He's like in the booth. Like,
could you imagine Pat McAfee being the voice of the Indiana? What'd you say? Fever,
yeah.
Bankers
Pat McAfee being the voice of, or like Dick Vitale right now, like right? He's kind of like on the outs of ESPN.
Yeah,
dude,
130.
Yeah, but for like 2 years, could you imagine a WNBA team, Connecticut, whatever, being like, we have Dick Vitale as the voice of this team?
Yeah,
that would draw some eyeballs, and then bring in. If you're bad at social media, that's not an excuse. Like anymore, you have to. If you have a brand, or if a sports team especially, you have got to be all over social media.
Now, the WNBA has gotten better at their social media. They actually ran games through live stream through Twitter last year.
And I think that's smart.
And they expanded that partnership. They actually increased, I think, like 566% on social engagement last year.
Sure.
So like they are getting it together. But at the same time, they need to be bringing and I think the game changer is New York. Unfortunately, it was a bubble last year. New York has the LeBron James, Michael Jordan of WNBA basketball. She was a rookie last year. She got hurt after 3 games.
Who's that?
Sabrina Ionescu is like.
Oh, wait. Is that the Oregon girl?
Yes.
Okay.
She's going to blow that fucking league up.
Really?
Yes.
She's going to be like Lisa Leslie.
Bigger.
Jesus.
I mean, think about this. She had 28 triple doubles in college basketball.
That's a lot.
The next closest woman had 9 ever.
Who's that? Diana Taurasi?
Nope. No, it's probably no one you've ever heard of.
Oh,
Brittany Griner.
No, Brittany Griner doesn't have to do triple doubles. She just blocks and dunks.
Which is valuable in basketball.
Yeah, so yeah, it's true. But
Diana Taurasi still playing?
Yeah, she is. She's about to re-sign with the Phoenix Mercury.
She's got to be old.
She's 38, I think. She'll be
That's
39.
pretty old.
But she's like the GOAT. But Sabrina Ionescu is going to be bigger.
Sure.
Like she's going to have so like Arike Umugale, she has her own Nike shoe.
That's awesome.
Signature shoe. It's basically the Giannis, but like with her spin on it. But still, it's a signature shoe. Sabrina's going to have her own signature shoe. Like legit, she's going to make it from the ground up. She was mentored by Kobe.
She's also played at Oregon. Like she has a shoe in there.
Yeah.
Get it?
Shoe in, yeah.
Yeah. So she signed with Nike. She actually signed a massive deal with them. So that sport is going to blow up.
Sabrina Ionescu. Okay, so like she is the next big thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
She should have millions of Instagram followers.
Yeah, she does.
635,000.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Like I'm a pissant, right? I got like a couple hundred, or whatever. But I get how the game is played.
Yeah.
They need to build these superstars. They need to have these LeBron James. Like I need to know who Sabrina Ionescu is without having to think, oh, the Oregon girl.
Yeah. Well, you will next year.
I know I will, but damn it! Like how have you been missing the boat on this? Women's basketball is not disinteresting. It is interesting. It is of itself competitive.
Yeah.
Market it better.
I agree with that. They did market it really good to start with, but the problem is you've listened to Sue Bird. They basically asked them to be what they weren't. Like Sue Bird, if you see her when she gets drafted, she's like in like this like there's a photo shoot where she like they like tried to like sexy him up, and you're like, that's not what's gonna sell the league.
No.
Like as weird as it sounds, like you would think sex sells, but it's like, yo, listen,
not in basketball.
These ladies, and by the way, there are a number of hot women in the WNBA that like are straight as well, that like would appeal to the mass brutish men audience who tell them to get back in the fucking kitchen and make a sandwich.
Jesus.
That's literally every comment. By the way, next time you see a WNBA post, go to the comments. It's brutal.
So that was my other thing is like, why are they not striking deals with YouTube? Why are they not striking deals with Instagram?
Yeah.
So like
YouTube they did.
Okay, that's good. I didn't know about it, right? But so, and this is maybe I'm way off, so please correct me if I'm wrong. But this is okay. I'm the farm kid. I'm looking at social media as like I'm the only person in my friend group with a Twitter account like from up here. I have friends from back home, but Twitter is like, how do I say it? Twitter is like the suburban culture, like to urban, but Instagram is the urban culture.
Yeah.
People in my little town, like rural town, like if they have Instagram, they're using it to look at hot chicks. Okay. They're not using it the way that influencers are. They're not using it the way like people involved in sports and style and fashion and music and art are. But obviously in the urban culture, which is so much of basketball, Instagram is like the platform.
Yeah.
Why are games not being broadcast on Instagram? Like, why is Instagram itself not looking to like find more basketball content?
By the way, Instagram sucks at life.
I hate Instagram.
Well, I'm like, how come like I can throw this stream? We could have put this on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, I can't put it on fucking Instagram though.
Facebook and Instagram are owned by the same company, aren't they?
I could put it on Twitter. Fuck, I could just sign up. I could have to do Periscope. That's gonna change to fucking Twitter Live or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
But I could still we can roundabout way get it onto fucking Twitter Live. We could be having this conversation live on our Twitters right now. But
dude, I hate Instagram, but
can't do
for what I just described, I feel like that's where you got to go.
I know, but you can't do it on Instagram. It's like stupid. They do some stupid ass shit, but I do agree with you. They need to market it better. But like they got some ridiculous talent in the league right now that's like starting to come in with some heat. Like before, like the number 1 draft pick, it was like oh my god, like she had a good like tournament that gets televised because they use the women's tournament, but like Sabrina, like, and I think that's the thing. Sabrina as a senior, if they would have had the tournament last year, Oregon would have won because Oregon was, I think, far and away. It would have been between them and South Carolina probably.
I remember them being really dominant.
Yeah, it would have been between them and South Carolina probably, but those people would have got more shine, and then they would have came in with I mean, I took my daughter, I took my daughter to the University of Colorado. I took both my daughters.
Yeah, that's right.
To see Sabrina play. She stood and signed autographs and took pictures for 2 hours almost after the game.
Damn.
And she was doing that everywhere.
Was she the number 1 overall pick?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like literally so much so that like before we knew she was a senior, when they did like the unveiling of who got the pick, it was like New York. I was like, Sabrina's going to New York. Like it wasn't even like a like.
Is there a lottery like there is in the NBA?
Yep. Yeah.
So it was rigged. They wanted her in a big market.
It's like the last 3 or 4 teams, basically, or the bottom 3 or 4 teams. It's not as big because they only have 12 teams, but it's like the equivalent, basically.
When do you think they'll start expanding number of teams?
I don't know. Hopefully soon. I think they should at least have 16. They need at least 16, and they need to take those markets into markets like the B cities.
Does everyone make the playoffs in the WNBA?
No, it's like 16. Half the league makes playoffs. Basically like the NBA.
So it's 3 teams from each conference, or
but the way they do it is they reseed. So
okay, I was gonna say you got
both conferences play in one. So you can have 2 people from the same conference play because it's
interesting.
Too small. But the thing people don't realize is like through 24 years of the NBA, they only had 12 teams.
Fair enough.
And then they expanded with the
ABA merger and shit.
Yeah. So I mean, it's on par. The problem is like it should be bigger, but
it's gotta be. I just don't. I mean, so like when I was in high school, granted, very micro example here, but like women's or girls sports was like just as busy or crowded as the guys.
Yeah.
Our volleyball games were wild.
Like girls basketball was just as packed as the guys or whatever. But then you get to the pros and it's like, okay, maybe it's less competitive. Like, yeah, there might be less points scored, whatever, but like still good basketball and like it should be just as marketable.
It's better basketball technically. Technically, it's better.
Like, yeah, I would agree with you.
Watch it; they actually have more fundamentals. The thing is, Tanner, here's the answer to your question: how many kids were you watching dunk in your high school, dudes or women's?
A lot more dudes and girls.
Yeah, obviously, but like, not every play was a dunk.
No, of course not.
So it was like that as you get higher and higher into the levels, I think that's
part. I can see why it's less exciting, but I don't know.
I think it's more exciting. I love watching women's basketball. I've been a fan since the beginning. So
yeah, well, and that comes down to like the purest in sports, right? So like, do you want the DH in the NFL?
I'm cool with it either way. I'm cool with it either way. It doesn't matter.
Fuck that.
I mean, I prefer not to. I prefer not to.
If DH comes full time in the NL, I'm done. I didn't watch one Cubs game this year. I'm a diehard Cubs fan. I will not watch that.
By the way, speaking of that, you might as well not be a diehard Cubs fan because all of their team's leaving.
Well, I mean, dude, it's the Cubs. I've been used to them sucking forever.
Kyle Schwarber's on the fucking Nationals now.
I'm used to it too.
Chris Bryant's going to either the Mets or the Blue Jays. Last I saw.
What? No, they just re-signed him. I thought.
No, they didn't re-sign him. He might have went through arbitration, but they're trying to trade him. I think actively. He also just said he doesn't enjoy playing baseball right now.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I caught the interview on Redline, but
Chris Bryant, man.
The Ricketts spent too much money on
what they
the
do.
presidential election, so they can't pay their players now.
It's what the Cubs do, man. They just we won the World Series in 2016. I shouldn't say we. I wasn't there, but Cubs won the World Series in 2016. That was like the peak of my life. And now they're trying to make baseball a fake sport. I don't think I'm going to miss it. I'll miss watching baseball, but I can find it in other ways. I'll just start going to like local games.
I think they took the DH back, didn't they?
Yeah, I think that was just a this year thing to try.
They're voting on it again to make it permanent. But I will. And then I found out I didn't watch a game. I found out if you make it to extra innings, you start with a runner on second base, the 10th.
I hate that.
What?
They were trying to speed it up because of COVID.
It was already 60 games. How sped up can you be? That's fake baseball.
I hated that. I hated that playing. I hated when we had. I think they call it. Is it European rules? Is that what that's fucking called?
I think it's international play rules.
International, whatever. Baseball is an American sport. Fuck the international.
Their rules in baseball.
American pastime. No, but I'm also, I am a purist. I enjoy a pitcher's duel. I'll watch a zero game. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And like people again, look at other sports too, like the Manny Pacquiao Mayweather fight. Yeah, it was boring. There was no knockouts. But that was like the best technical fight you've seen in years. You look at hockey.
I do hate Mayweather's fighting style though. It's so boring.
Yeah, but it's incredibly successul. You gotta, and like hockey, 0-0 duels are like fucking awesome. That's great hockey. I don't know. I don't need the points. I don't need the flash. I just love people being excellent at their sport.
I don't like ties
in football.
I don't like ties though.
No, but that's why the shootout should be a real thing.
But that's a weird thing too, though. People would be like, "That's like what people would say about the DH," though.
What?
Like, think about it. If you
played a form of overtime versus
if you played for 60 minutes,
position.
If you play hockey for 60 minutes, right? That's because they're 20-minute periods, right?
Yeah. 3 times 20. Yeah.
So 60 minutes, and then you go to overtime and you play like I think another 10. I think it is. I think
could be
possibly whatever. So you now played 70 fucking minutes, and now you're going to get to a shootout. How is the game determined on a completely different sport?
What do you mean different sport? They're still on the ice putting a puck in the net. I mean, it's the point of the game.
Sport. It's a different sport, though.
Why? Okay. It's just one-on-one instead of a team.
Okay, so what would be the equivalent if every sport did that? Like football, obviously.
Soccer does penalty kicks. Lacrosse does something like that.
Now, see, I would say hockey, though, the way you fix that is for each. So, like in the overtimes, right? You go to overtime. The first 4 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever, you take a predetermined amount of time. You have full roster, full starters. Boom. Each 3 minutes that pass, you take a fucking player each off the team until you're down to however. So it could get down to 2-on-2.
Goalie on goalie would be the most electric thing.
That could get fucking weird, bro.
I feel like the games are going to be crazy long then, Tone.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You got to do it like fast.
So like every like minute 30 or something.
Yeah, every like 2 minutes. But like, what's a hooking fucking violation? 2 minutes?
Yeah,
basically.
I'd be willing to at least like look into that.
Yeah,
I still love shootouts though. I don't. I love shootouts. I'm not a soccer guy. I try to be. My best friend Lucas is like the biggest premier soccer fan or whatever, and like I try so damn hard to get into it, but like soccer, so it's what's the word?
Long?
No, it's like monotonous. They're like jogging in place. Maybe if they tighten that fucking field up.
Now watching the game though, like if you watch two good teams play, it is pretty electric.
I think I could get into like now I'll watch the hell's that thing called? Soccer Olympics.
It is, yeah.
World Cup. Dude, big World Cup fan.
Either way,
USA soccer fan you ever met.
You want to talk about discrepancy in pay? Why does the men's US team make more money than the women's US team?
I didn't know they did.
They do by a lot.
Do they? So like the obvious thing is, well, okay. First of all, probably should get equal pay. That makes sense. Is the revenue like that different?
No. That's the thing. Is like they took them to court. The women's team took them to court.
Yeah.
have them crack the books open, and it's like, from what I gathered, it's pretty
I
similar.
was gonna say, like,
I mean, how do you have?
I think I've watched more women's World Cup games in my life than men's because they've always been more competitive,
Damn right.
and they seem to be like super crowded stadiums, and other people were talking about it on the internet and shit.
Fuck yeah.
That's nuts. I didn't know that was the case.
Yeah, it's wild. But
Yeah, why the hell? How do you get away with that? Just because, like, I suppose maybe the way you get yourself into the mess is like, okay, well, to attract these players to the USA World Team, we're going to have to somehow pay them close to what their professional salary is, maybe. But still,
It's probably way more than their professional salaries. I can't imagine MLS pays shit.
no, a lot of the USA team plays in Europe, right?
no, the good ones do. A lot of the USA team, men's team, plays in the MLS.
Really?
Yes.
That's why they're no good.
There's like 2 or 3 guys, like the big guy right now, Polosek, whatever the fuck his name. I can't.
Freddie Adu.
No, Freddie Adu was like 62 when he was like really 16, but like
Pele.
No, Pele played for
Alexi Lawless.
Alexi Lawless was in America. He actually did play in the MLS. He was one of them.
David Beckham.
No, it's Christian Polosek. Whatever the fuck his name is.
Doesn't sound American.
He plays over in the European League, but like fucking most of our American team plays in the MLS.
Well, no wonder we suck.
Well, they're not good enough to play in the fucking European League.
Dude, why don't we get the Americans that are playing over in the Premier League to play on the World Cup team, Tom?
We do.
I think I just solved the problem.
But there's 3 of them.
That's it. There's got to be more Americans playing over there, huh?
There's not many, dude.
Really?
Doesn't the Premier League have some like rule where like if your team finishes like last, you get bumped down to like the minors?
Relegation.
By the way,
is the coolest thing.
That is awesome.
The only way you could fix, I think, the NFL. Even though we're the Lions fans, we would probably be relegated multiple times.
Who would be coming up?
Here's the thing, though, right? Same problem we have with the WNBA. Tell me there's not enough good football players that don't make rosters every year.
Well, the XFL when the Rock takes that over here, that'll be the feeder.
But the thing with football though is in those like XFL and AAF, whatever the fuck league it was, is no one wants to be like, I'm playing for the minor league of football. It's
right.
a prize. But if you were like, hey, these NFL teams are teams, but we're gonna have a League 2 and it's gonna be 20 teams or whatever, and then you're gonna have a League 3 because it's a 4-tier system in English Premier League. You can literally go from a 4th tier down. If you win the championship, you move up to the 3rd tier. You win that championship, you move up to the 2nd tier. You win that championship, you're in the fucking English Premier League. But the thing is like the top 2 and the bottom 2 always go up or go down.
Right.
So if you did that in football and you added like 20 teams and then maybe 15 teams, and they could be small teams. And some of those teams are okay playing in those things, but they're like feeder systems. They'll give a guy a chance, like a Josh Gordon who just fucking flunked out of the fucking NFL for the 70th time. He could go play in the 3rd tier, have a good season, then maybe one of those 2nd tier teams will be like, we'll buy him off you. So now that club gets money and now they can invest more into their club. It's a whole thing. Also, that would eliminate salary caps.
I think we just fixed sports.
We just stole the English Premier League.
Another thing that going back to WNBA, women's sports in general.
Yeah.
You want to generate revenue?
Yeah.
Strike a fucking deal with a sports book.
Yeah, they do.
I want to see Pat McAfee's WNBA play of the night every night.
They should.
I don't want just like a little up on paper deal, like, yeah, we're okay with gambling, blah, blah, blah. We'll put it on Twitter. Fuck that. Oh, FanDuel or like Penn, whatever, one of them things, they should be like, WNBA, these 2 months, this is our shit. We are gambling it hardcore.
Sure. Hey, Pat, by the way, I know you watch the show and you've tried to hire me 8 times. I know WNBA like crazy. Hire me. I'll fucking hop on Hammer Down.
Seriously.
I do know.
You bet the WNBA?
I think so. It hasn't been legal in, I don't think, the time frame the WNBA was playing here in Colorado. Sure. I don't know. But I said it like 4 years ago. By the way, you can go back and probably find it on YouTube. Me giving out the plays of the night in daily fantasy for the WNBA.
Really?
That is how I started out in this whole world of stuff.
Tone's gonna build me a pole barn this year with his WNBA picks.
Fuck yeah, dude! I've won first place a number of times on the WNBA.
I would believe it.
It's fucking awesome.
Name the 12 teams.
Name the 12 teams. Okay.
Ooh, better yet. Tone, let me and Tanner alternate trying to name the teams.
Ooh.
Okay. Am I in the alternation round?
No.
So we eventually get to the 12.
when we get stumped after 4 teams.
Okay, so I know Seattle's got one. They're like the Storm.
Right?
We got one.
Okay. I'll say we already went over it. The Indiana Fever.
That's 2.
The New York Liberty.
That's 3.
Chicago Sky.
That's 4.
Minnesota Lynx.
5.
Phoenix Mercury.
6.
Ooh. Let me think here.
I already kind of know which one you guys are gonna miss.
LA Sparks.
That's 7.
That was what I was gonna say.
Is there 2 LA teams?
No, there's only one.
You sure?
What if I give you the city? Do you think you could come up with the?
Wait. Detroit's got to have a team.
No, don't bring up a sore subject, Tanner. We've won 3 titles and we lost, and then we won 3 titles and then they folded us into the Tulsa team, and then the Tulsa team folded.
Yeah, give me the city, Tone.
You have the Las Vegas
Golden Knights.
No, that's not.
No.
Vegas Sphinx.
It's got to be something with like gambling.
It is card related.
Oh wait. Is that the Aces?
Yes.
Very good.
That's the WNBA team?
Yes.
I think
thought
I'm
it was the
cashed
Major
out
League
there.
Lacrosse team.
No, Las Vegas Aces.
Atlanta's got a team, but I think they went defunct.
They do. Nope, they're still a team.
Atlanta.
I don't know.
Starts with the D.
Oh, they're the Dream.
Yep, they're the Dream.
I knew there was a Dream team.
Dream team.
So we're on 9. So we're missing.
Is there a Florida team?
Who did I say Dick Vitale should be? Connecticut.
They're the Sun.
I don't know the name.
What are they?
They're the Sun. Connecticut Sun.
Connecticut Sun?
Yep.
Like the singular form of sun?
Yes.
Connecticut?
Yeah.
Sun State? What?
Yeah. Connecticut.
Again, marketing. Terrible.
All right.
So we're at 10?
So you're at 10. You have 2 more.
So you said
San Antonio?
By the way, San Antonio folded into the Las Vegas Aces. They were the Stars.
so what NBA teams would it make sense for them to be
Denver.
affiliated with?
No, I wish. That'd be fucking dope.
Mark Cuban. I bet you Dallas, do they have one?
No. Yeah, yes, they do. Sorry, my bad. I was thinking of a different my brain. You do have a Dallas team.
Okay, I don't know what they'd be called though.
They're called the Wings. Dallas Wings.
Shitty name again.
By the way, this right here proves our point of why they need a little bit better job of marketing. The team you are missing right now is the team with the best player in the WNBA, and they won the title 2 years ago.
What city?
Washington, D.C.
Oh, the Mystics.
The Mystics.
Damn it.
Yeah, like as soon as I hear it, I was just trying to go through like my head of like good owners and then like what cities would it make sense.
I'm surprised Dan Snyder didn't.
I got like 7 of them, 12 teams.
Yeah, you guys got all. With help, you got most of them. So so here's the thing though.
The Dallas Wings.
Dallas Wings.
Wow.
By the way, Skylar Diggins played for them. They have Arika
Ogumbawale.
They have a. Oh no, Marco's the Iowa guy. Sorry, I got you a Marco for a second. I was gonna say they have Megan Gustafson too, who was like the college player of the year. So
super Norwegian name.
Yeah, she plays overseas now too, but she still plays for the Wings. But yeah, that's the problem. But I think that
you can play in 2 leagues.
So, you got to supplement their income.
This is why women ultimately, and this is gonna be the promo. So we're part of the promo. WNBA women are badasses because they play a season over here in America, and then they go overseas, most of them, and play for about 5 to 10 times more money in
Jeez.
Siberia, Russia, everywhere, basically overseas. That treats
Awesome.
them like rock stars.
Wow.
Huh.
Why do they come back?
They come back. So like, so we had Renee Montgomery on Man to Man Pod. She plays in the WNBA. She won a title, and 4 days later, she was reporting to her European team. When that European league stopped, she was off for a week before she was reporting back to her WNBA team.
So they play for the love of the sport.
They play year round.
Nice.
But European ball pays for how they make their money. They have to play, most of them.
Wow.
How long is the WNBA season? Like 50 games?
It's like 32, I believe, with 32 regular season games.
What? That's it?
They play like twice a week. The problem is they try to schedule it around when nothing else is going on, which is stupid. They should just play 60 games and pay them more money. But
Dude, I don't get it.
Literally one season, Diana Taurasi's, I think it was Russian team, paid her like $2 million to not play in the WNBA, to take a break.
What?
Did she do it?
Yeah, she did it. Her salary at WNBA at the time was like $100,000.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
So
who's like the highest paid WNBA player?
highest paid WNBA player? I think. Well, so it's almost like men's basketball. So like each team has like a max out deal.
Yeah.
So, like, pretty much every team has like one or two max out players.
So what's the highest salary?
I think the highest
$500,000?
a highest player can make now is I think up to $500,000 a year.
That's it?
Yeah. But they just got it to where like the minimum salary is around I think 80 to 120,000.
That's good at least. I mean,
so like they're
at the very least.
They're bumping it. I think maybe it's a little less. I think it's on the 80 side, but yeah, it sucks, man. And they have weird rules. You can core players and shit, and basically they can never leave your team. Essentially, it's weird. But also, last year was the first year of crazy actually WNBA free agency, which kicks off February 1st is when they can start signing, and that helps too when you have players moving teams.
Yeah,
and it's in the news.
New buzz.
Big time, yeah. So
this Google first thing that popped up on Google, the average 2020 WNBA salary was $100,658. The average, and that's up from 74 from the year before.
Last year was the first year with the new CBA.
The average NBA salary is $7.7 million.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's just
the
I didn't realize it was so bad.
Yeah. Well, it's getting better, but the problem is like it's the discrepancy too, though, right? So it's like if you go through it, I believe the minimum what's the minimum NBA salary? Do you know, Jems? I think so. I think what it is at one point, I was looking at it. It's like something ridiculous. Like there is I think 95% of the league makes more money than an entire WNBA roster.
Damn.
0 years experience minimum salary is $898,000.
Holy shit.
So if you figure you have 12 ladies on a team at 100,000, that means that's 1.2 million basically.
Do they go by ladies?
I don't know, women,
Gals.
badass bitches.
That's what I'd say, gals.
Like but no, but I think but here's the thing though. It's bad, but it's growing because we have three dumb fuckers right here talking about the WNBA on a podcast.
Well, I mean, I want to eventually find a way to make this lucrative.
I want to own a WNBA team. That'd be dope. I said actually, if I won the $1 billion, the first thing I was doing was buying a WNBA franchise. And then the second thing was buying a plot of land. We're building a fucking warehouse and putting this fucking thing there.
Right.
Like Dude Perfect, but for podcasts. By the way, if I had won the $1 billion, I was going to employ the Anomalies as well.
Appreciate that.
You guys are going to be on the $1 billion podcast network. I'm sure me and Trevor could have figured something out.
Yeah, I think so.
Purchase the Anomalies. Yeah. Big free agent contract. And
yeah. We're buying Spotify.
Yeah. But yeah. So after all of that, I don't know if you've done 2 podcasts in a row now, right?
Yeah.
So are you feeling drunk yet?
No.
Do you have that like weird buzz when you do too many hours of talking?
I talk all day. I'm a social person.
I am
I have
too.
a lot of words in my day. I had a girlfriend in college who said like she was very introverted, and she's like, "Do you ever just run out of words?" I'm like, no, can't really think of a time that I have. And she's like, I like have like a number of words a day, and when I hit my cap, like then I really start getting exhausted. I'm like, really? Because I have a number of people I need to talk to a day, and if I don't talk to that number of people, I get exhausted.
For real. No,
Yeah.
my wife's the same way. Like if my wife comes home from work, I can tell if she's had like a lot of meetings because she will not talk. She's like,
Really?
this shit.
Yeah. I mean, Brittany's quiet, but
I was gonna say how many times a day does Brittany look at you and like this dumb fucker?
She never says it out loud. She has to think it a lot, though. And like,
She's got a burner Twitter account where she tweets it. It's like Tanner's so fucking stupid today.
I wouldn't doubt that. Probably be an entertaining account. I'd follow it.
I follow her on Twitter. She's actually a good Twitter follow.
Yeah, no, she's like she's clever, funny.
Yeah.
We're not opposites, but socially, I mean, I'm as extroverted. I am uncomfortable alone. I would rather be by someone annoying than I would be alone. And she can be alone, chilling, no problem. Which I respect people who can do it because I cannot.
I don't understand that. I think have you guys taken your test where you get like 4 letters and that's the fucking personality you are?
DISC?
Fucking I forgot what the fucking
Yeah.
It's
DISC, yep.
You're like ENTJ or whatever the fuck those things are. Whatever.
I'm a hard I. I just did this for work a few weeks
You're an
ago.
introvert?
No, I is in influence or something. So it's like
don't know about that.
full extrovert. I'll send you it. I have the document.
I think the first one is introvert extrovert. I think the one I'm doing.
Oh, maybe it's a different one.
Maybe it's a
I wish
different
your letter was D, so you just said I am a hard D.
So that's dominance in this one I'm talking about, and they're like the type A, like confrontational.
You take a fucking like 50 Shades of Grey test. Like,
You never heard of DISC? I took them in high school, college, different leadership things.
Hold on, time out. You're not dyslexic, are you? You might have read that wrong and put the
No,
wrong.
no, I didn't do dicks.
Is it? It's not the Myers-Briggs one, is it? Is it the Myers-Briggs?
I don't know. I'm sure you've taken a DISC assessment. It's like the #1 personality assessment in the world.
Myers-Briggs is the one I'm talking about.
All my personality assessments are done on BuzzFeed, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I just took the like type A, type B, type C thing on BuzzFeed because my sales manager is like, you're like so type A. I'm like, I don't know what that means. So she made me take this BuzzFeed thing. First time I ever took a BuzzFeed quiz. I'm a type C apparently.
All right. I mean, I'm gonna send this to our Twitter group chat so you guys can see it. But it's Myers-Briggs. This is what I'm talking about. And the first one is I think E and I. It's introvert extrovert. So that's why I was like confused. I was like, there's no way fucking Tanner's an introvert.
No, not at all.
But
like not even close.
Yeah, it's wild. Let me see if I can fucking dude. I am in the wrong fucking. My bad. Sorry,
dude. Can I bring up like an idea or?
Yeah,
I think I solved. You know how like they're saying, COVID and shit. There might be like a baby boom. A lot of there's already a lot of single parents and stuff like that. I think I figured out this way to like get young parents out of poverty.
Okay.
Or like maybe just punch through to the next ceiling.
OnlyFans?
No, easier. And I could run this company. Like I'd be good at it. Have you guys? I know it's not very common, but have you guys you just had a kid, Jems? Do you guys have a baby shower?
We did for the first one, not this one.
Okay, but like you didn't get rich off your baby shower. You got some cool gifts, right?
Yeah, we just got stuff.
Well, what's the fucking point of having a baby shower if you're not walking away with like, although at least like $10,000?
So like a wedding.
It's where Tanner comes in.
Okay.
First of all, we're auctioning off naming rights to your kid.
I'm cool with that.
There are egotistical, crazy weirdos, like probably the same people who buy feet pics. Maybe those circles don't cross over. I don't know. They'd easily pay $5,000 to $10,000 to name your fucking kid.
Oh yeah.
First name. There's you 3-4 middle names. Do the whole Catholic thing. $1,000 a middle name, whatever.
Chalupa Batman.
Nickname okay. That's literally the example I use. Taco Chalupa Batman. Nicknames.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all sorts of shit that you could auction off just about the kid's name, and then like pick. I don't know, like smaller bets, like what we call like the small bets, or whatever. Like the fuck.
You're running a baby.
Of the nursery. Stuffed animal that you get to. People are crazy and control freaks and egomaniacs, whatever. And there's a lot of wealthy people out there. They would love to get little monthly updates about Chalupa Batman, Teresa Maria Abergethy, like Gordon. They would love that. And if you're not getting 10 grand easy for a baby shower just by auctioning this shit off, like, what are you doing?
This seems a lot like you're getting on the dark web with a little hostile influence.
No, this is
they're like it's okay. Just about like a little army hammer. I just want one toe. Like just want one toe.
Oh my god! Do you have friends who like sell bullshit on the internet? Like,
well, yeah, of course.
Like Thrive and all that shit, or like they invite you to like. Brittany just did one, like a Norwex party or something.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, okay, and like whatever. I'm sure they serve a purpose. Well, boom, you could just do it in the same similar fashion. Like, hey, we announce we're having a kid. It's a girl, whatever, and then you just invite like 100 people to the Facebook, and then, bam, have this thing. I mean, it could happen.
You'd have to have parameters on it though, because you'd get some like somebody that would buy the naming rights to be like, your kid's name is Bitch Slut 69.
Yes. That should go without saying. There would have to be rules that your kid cannot be named profane shit and whatever.
By the way, I think there is actually a rule. I don't think you can name your kid certain names. To be honest.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm sure there.
I think there's is a legal there's like a law.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that I'm sure that's true. I don't think you can get away with like dropping the C word as a middle name.
Also, by the way, fuck Madden while we're on this. I tried to make a fucking character in Madden. I got Madden for Christmas. I just popped that bitch in. I fucking tried to put in as my player name Tone Gordon, and it said I couldn't use my last name because it was profane.
Well,
what's profane about it?
I don't know. Fucking glitch in the fucking system.
When did you start going by Tone?
When the internet happened, I don't know.
When I met you, or like when we started following each other, you were Anthony.
Yeah, so shout out Pat McAfee, I guess. I don't know.
I never knew what to call you.
I guess it came from Pat, I guess. Every time Pat's ever, like, when he DM'd me, it was like Tone. Like, he just started, and when I called in the show, it was Tone.
Sure.
So then I was like, well, people are starting to follow me from that, so I was like, I should probably just go by it.
Sure. That's why I never knew what to call you, because like I heard you called Tone and your name was Anthony on there, and people call folks called Anthony Tony. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. So it's weird. So like I know in my life where I know people from by what they call me.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
If they call me Anthony, it means I probably worked with them because I usually go by a legal name.
Sure.
If they call me Tony, most likely they're a friend or family because that's usually what. And then if anyone calls me Tone, it's the internet.
That makes sense.
Mine's I have similar to that. Jems is just people from Twitter. Like, you guys are the only ones that call me Jems. Everybody else calls me Jemin.
I forget your last name until I think about it.
Everybody from high school calls me Jemmins.
What's Jem's last name?
Emmons.
Okay. I was hoping you were gonna say Jemmins. Damn it.
No.
I wish it was all Jemmins.
Jared Jemmins. That sounds like a fucking wrestler from the fucking 80s.
I tried to get Taylor to let us name my first suggestion for names for both Claire and Piper or Emma or Emily because I thought it was funny. So I wanted Emma Emmons or Emily Emmons.
I wanted
Emmons.
I wanted to name my son fucking Flash Danger Gordon, but they fucking didn't go for that.
Again, you could auction it off. Wealthy guy could have bought it.
I would have bought that shit.
Jeff Gordon could have bought it and named him Jeff. Be like, I want another Jeff.
Why would you want to be named after that stooge?
Right. I agree. I was Rusty Wallace growing up, so.
Rusty Wallace.
Were you was he your favorite too, Tanner?
Yeah, he's a short track dominant.
I had a go-kart frame painted. Like 8-year-old Jared had a go-kart frame painted with like Miller Lite stickers all over it.
Really?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I loved Mark Martin, but then when Mark Martin left, I was Casey Kane. Which maybe that's just weird because I just have a thing for like double names there. Mark Martin, Kane.
So Mark Martin and Rusty Wallace used to run short tracks up in Wisconsin all the time. Like Mark Martin, he's not from Wisconsin, but he is a legend on the short tracks up here.
He was just on Instagram like the last like year redoing this, like getting this RV all pimped out for himself, and it was awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's dope.
I could totally see you being like a tiny house or like RV house type person. Probably not anymore now that you have kids and shit, but like you're on your own, I could see it.
I definitely.
That teepee is back there.
Yeah, this fucking teepee is where I live back here. No, I jokingly joked with my wife. I was like, if we get in enough, we were hitting the string where we were fighting a little bit. I was like, if we get in another fight, I'm buying a fucking tiny home so that way I don't sleep on the couch. I'm just gonna sleep in the tiny fucking backyard.
Oh my
god! But then also I was like, man, there's a family in Georgia that did that. They bought a plot of land and they bought 5 fucking tiny homes. So each kid has a tiny home, and then they have like one communal tiny home, and then they have like the parents have their own tiny home.
Really?
It's a fucking house, basically, just separate.
I was gonna say that you just can't hear people screaming through the walls, apparently.
But by the way, speaking of that, I just was thinking we always talk about building a fucking warehouse all the time. We should just get a tiny home studio, and then build a warehouse, and then we just do all the fucking weird dude perfect shit in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
I bet a tiny home would be really good to record in because it'd be tight and you could probably sound really easy.
True. Cheap too.
Dude. Mobile podcasting studios. Why aren't we doing this? What are we?
Yeah. Or I got my head around
a Breaking Bad RV and just have it like foamed walls.
Oh
by the way,
imagine all of us in an RV trying to record podcasts.
The crazy thing though is like it's so funny because like people like joke on like Bert for like putting his face all over his fucking tour bus. I'm like, that's a fucking free advertisement.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you guys thinking? Like, as a person, I'm like, that's how you do that shit.
If I ever get famous enough to put my face on stuff, my face is going on fucking everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Thank you for sure.
I don't care how ugly I am, it's going there.
Well, yeah, no, for sure. Speaking of ugly things and your face, and there's a thing that people do that makes ugly faces prettier, and it's called drinking.
True.
And that usually leads to what, Jems?
Food.
And that leads to drunk food.
Oh.
Which
we
we're
tried to do this like 20 minutes ago and it failed.
I know. I did. I was trying to say you were drunk on doing your podcast, but no, drunk food. We're gonna do a drunk food draft real quick. That's how we roll. Your audio got a smidge quiet there, Tone. I think I fucking hit my shit and fucked it up. Is it fine now?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Check. All right. I'm back in the game. I have no fucking paper, so Jems, you're gonna have to write this bitch down for me.
I got it.
Okay. So, Tanner, if you haven't listened, which you said you did earlier, so you should know a little bit. We let our guests pick what spot they pick between 1, 2, and 3. If you pick the first pick, you get the 6th pick. If you pick the second pick, you get the 5th pick. If you pick the third pick, you get the 4th pick.
I'm taking 3. I want the first loop.
All right, and we did this with Matt Hires, I believe. He was the first person to pick how many rounds we went. We always go 5. If you want to go more than 5, we can go more than 5. If not, we can stick.
No, I think 5's the right number.
Sounds good. There's a little strategy that goes into it. So you will have the last pick.
Yeah.
Mr. Irrelevant, Vanilla Gorilla.
Fair enough.
So
are we doing any food when you're drunk? No rules?
Drunk food. I guess there probably is no rules when you're drinking.
So, okay, what about like a restaurant? Like, are we looping all of a certain fast food together?
You gotta say like a meal, right? Or like a individual food.
Yeah.
You can't just say Taco Bell. There's fucking 40 things that are all good when you're drunk from Taco Bell.
Yeah, maybe items. So drunk food items.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad that was cleared up because literally I was just gonna say Taco Bell.
Jems is just gonna be like Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, McDonald's.
Taco Bell, I got it. That's hilarious.
You can't just go ordering like 1 through 12 on the Taco Bell drive-through, Jems.
Speaking of that, though, Have you guys ever, before we get into this, have you guys ever pulled up to a fast food place and just been like, I wonder how much it would cost if I just say, give me one of everything?
I've definitely wondered that. I've never done it.
I haven't either, but I kind of want to.
So
I bet you it's lower than you think.
it depends on the fast food place. You have to do it at like McDonald's, because if you go to Burger King or like Arby's, you're going broke.
Is Burger King expensive?
Burger King is expensive.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
What?
Burger King compared to McDonald's is like super expensive.
Well, it is better, so I will.
That is true, but it's surprisingly more expensive.
Huh.
I feel like that's actually an anomaly, though, because oh my God, that was my weird tie-in. But that's not true, because if you go to McDonald's, they have more items, so it's going to cost you more. They have the whole breakfast food items that you can order all day.
There's
Burger King is
Burger King.
breakfast, doesn't it?
Burger King, you can't order breakfast or dinner at the same time, though.
I think your McDonald's menu is limited though for breakfast after breakfast hours.
It's still got like an extra 15
I have
items.
no idea. I haven't been to a Burger King in years.
Didn't you? I was trying to think. I thought like with the old podcast, I thought you.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 2 years ago, probably the last time I did it, I was recording myself going through the Burger King drive-thru to order a surge.
Surge is great.
So this is kind of like drunk food topic.
Okay.
We had this bright idea we called it like the Burger King run through. So we, I don't know if I don't remember who came up with it. It was somebody in our friend group. So we went to Burger King, but we dropped somebody off like before they were like outside the building so they could like hide behind stuff. And they're like hiding behind the sign out of view. And we ordered like a decent amount of food. And we pulled up to we paid for it. But then when we pulled up to the window to get it, we were a little bit further away than you typically would be. And our buddy, as soon as they started to hand it out the window, sprinted by, grabbed it, and just took off. And they're like, the people at the window were shocked. They're like, do you guys know this guy? And we're like, no, what the fuck just happened? Like, they're like, you seriously don't know him? And we're like, no. Like, he just took our food. Like, what are we going to do? And they're like,
they give you a second.
we're going to make you a full new bag of food. So we got 2 for $1.
How many times did you guys do that?
Just once.
Yeah, I wouldn't push my luck.
By the way, speaking of that with COVID, dude, those motherfuckers are terrible. I went to Taco Bell. Last time I went to fast food was a Taco Bell, actually. And we ordered 9 items between, I think it was like 3 of us. And they gave me the people behind me's order first. And I tried to give it back to them because I was like, hey, they were like 4 items and they just dropped it basically in my lap. And I was like, I think I have more. And she was like, oh shit, I gave you the wrong items. It was like 5 in the item. And I was like, well, here you go. She's like, I can't take it back because of COVID. So here's so I got a fucking 5 items for free.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. So wild. So Jems, do you want first or second pick?
I'll go second.
Okay.
I'm not as well in tuned with my drunk food as I used to be.
Okay. I was trying to put together notes during the last podcast for this.
Okay, so with the rules, if I say pizza, because I'm going pizza first, for sure. Do I have to get specific with it?
I don't think so.
No.
Unless there is something like a special that you do like when you're drunk.
Nah, just anything pizza. Fucking, you give me any pizza. Like
Someone
would be like, hey,
drunk.
Yeah.
Stuffed crust pizza would be ideal. Pizza is awesome.
I would say stuffed crust is a go-to. And I would specifically go Little Caesars if I went specific. Just, I love Little Caesars, but that's just me.
Balling on a budget too. I'm with you on Little Caesars.
Little Caesars is great drunk pizza because it's cheap.
Pizza. It's great pizza in general. Okay.
I used to think that until I don't know my taste buds.
I would tone.
Don't fucking slander Little Caesars.
I would tone. I know people fucking hate it and they say it's cheap, but dude, it's always done the trick for me.
I love Crazy Bread.
I've never needed fancy pizza though. Like I couldn't tell you the difference between like a Roma and a DiGiorno. Same shit.
You could have seen me struggle through this pizza draft we did with Jim Shear. Like they're saying toppings that I didn't know existed.
He took mac and cheese as his fucking last pick.
I like Cece's Pizza.
Who?
Mac and cheese. CC's Pizza was one of my favorite pizzas in high school.
What is CC's Pizza?
Oh my God, Tanner! What?
Okay, so
I don't think we have those in Wisconsin.
It's 100% garbage pizza.
It's only pizza.
Quantity. It's quantity. They just pump out pizzas. They have a billion different varieties of pizza.
Oh, it's like a buffet.
All you can eat buffet.
It's like a pizza ranch.
Pizza? Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
it's like a Midwest chain. I figured you guys had it.
I've been there. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it is kind of like that, but it's like $5 all you can eat. And they put out the weirdest fucking shit. It's like there's like cinnamon pizza.
It's delicious. It's like a cinnamon roll threw up on a pizza.
Right next to mac and cheese pizza. Right next to like a fucking grilled cheese sandwich pizza. I don't know. But it's weird.
Nice.
Yeah, you look like a man that would enjoy it, I think.
I mean, I haven't eaten pizza, I don't know, in months. I haven't had carbs in like, I don't know, 3 months since I've been on this diet, but yeah.
What?
I make my wife randomly go sometimes, and she is never thrilled.
No. Well, that's because of the fucking, probably the diarrhea or the throw up that comes afterwards.
Probably also knows you're like 3 trips away from being kind of like a sugar addicted motherfucker. You're a decent looking guy, Jems. She doesn't want to see it turn into a tub like me.
Me and Jems are both at our highest weight, I think. Right?
That's what you guys said, yeah.
We still are. I was trying to lose weight at the beginning of the month, but I just bought 2 different boxes of Oreos yesterday.
Okay.
What'd you go with?
I was going for, they had these Brookios that were like brownie and cookie and stuff. Some random thing they got. Could not find them. So I just got standard Oreos. I usually go double stuff, but my wife likes the regular one, so I just got a family size of that. And then they had chocolate marshmallow Oreos that I thought Claire would like. And they're really good. I enjoy them.
Decent.
The peanut butter Oreos are trash, though.
I hate regular Oreos. Like, just, they don't do it for me. I don't know why. They're fine mixed in with other stuff, but like any other type of Oreo, awesome.
Carrot cake? Yeah, it's carrot cake one?
Yeah.
Good.
If it's mint, I don't do mint. I can't do mint. Mint.
Not a mint.
I will puke my guts out if I do.
My kids don't eat mint. I
don't even have mint toothpaste. I'm 27 years old.
Barbie toothpaste. I was gonna say, Tanner, what you're on a diet, you said?
Yeah.
How's it going for you? Going good?
Yeah, I don't talk about it a lot because I was
gonna say you look smaller, but I didn't want to like offend you.
Thanks. I'm down. Let me do the math quick. I'm down 68 pounds.
God damn! 3 months.
Monday after Thanksgiving, I went on this, and I've followed it very closely. If I have strayed away from it, it's been very minor. Yeah. I have not had bread or any dairy.
Ooh. Is that blasphemous?
What's that?
Is that like, are they going to send you to like dairy hell there?
No, Jems. I think I've eaten enough dairy in my 27 years to make up for a lifetime. So I ate like an asshole to get myself into this mess. I can choose to not eat like an asshole till I can,
That's the spirit.
Flatten out, I guess, or whatever. No, I don't talk about it a lot. Like, it's not interesting to me. It's just a diet. Like, it's not exciting. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just eating less and I'm not eating much variety or whatever. But it's fine. And but I appreciate you making the smaller comment. A couple people have said something, and that makes the guy feel better. But I still got a long ways to go. I'm still a fat fuck. So the goal's to be like the opposite of fat. I don't know if I can ever get to skinny. I'm a thicker dude, but I'd like to not be known as a fat guy.
Do you have a weight in mind? Don't say it, but I mean,
I don't care. I'd love to be down to like 220, 230.
Shit, that's where I'm right now.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So I was that way as a freshman in high school.
I mean, I was too, but
how tall are you?
What's that?
How tall are you?
Like 5'11", 6 feet, somewhere.
Oh, your tone. I'm 5'10".
Tanner's 5'6".
No, I am not. my older brother, or my only brother, he's 5'6", and nothing alike.
It was just fucking Marco always he's like, Tanner's only 5'6".
I've met him 3 times in my life, and like we are the same height, and he always wears boots with a heel.
First,
so I do something.
Rattlesnake boots.
No, like he wears like work boots. Sometimes he comes from work, so construction boots or whatever. But like if I go out, I usually wear cowboy boots if I'm wearing jeans, and they have a little heel. But like we are looking eyeball to eyeball, and he'll be like, "What's up, little guy?"
You're like, bitch,
Now, I've met Brian in Champaign, and he's 6'6".
Yeah.
He towers over me, and he never said a word. So Marco's just an asshole.
Yeah. We all know that, but
We should do this draft.
okay.
Yeah,
Sorry about that. I got derailed there. So
cheesy
you're
double beef burrito.
so pizza. We're up. So you're on what?
Cheesy double beef burrito.
Shit. Okay.
From T-Bell.
Taco Bell, yes.
All right. I'm gonna go with the Jimmy John's Gargantuan.
That's a legit one.
So like in college, I mean, we didn't have a whole lot for fast food in town, but they were on the way back from the bars to my fraternity house,
Okay.
and you'd swing in, and the Gargantuans were always half off after midnight
Oh,
in River Falls. And I don't know how many calories that was, but here I am on a diet trying to get rid of a few Gargantuans because I think that's like 1.5 pounds of food.
yeah. No, it's a lot. I've had somebody order it before. Like I used to run and get people's sandwiches.
Yeah.
Because I would go out almost because I just wanted to get out of the office. By the way, I'm not an office guy. I can't sit in an office. I had a few jobs. Every chance I got to leave, I took.
Sure.
They were like, we can get the secretary to go do it. I was like, no, don't worry. I'll go pick everybody's shit up. I don't care. Let me get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. That isn't even my favorite Jimmy John sub, but when I'm drunk, oh my God, give me a Garg. I'll do it.
That's a lot of meat. Yeah. Well, that's a good one.
So I got the fourth pick, right?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to bring it back with popcorn chicken.
Fuck.
Oh my God, dude. Popcorn chicken. Like when you're sober, you can eat it for like hours, but when you're drunk, you literally could eat it till morning. It's incredible.
Do you have a specific place if you had to? Not that we're not going to go to, but
so like I've probably eaten more gas station popcorn chicken than I have anywhere else in my life, but I think the best I ever had was from what the hell is that place called? Church's Chicken.
legit, yeah.
Yeah, I had that one time, and it was really, really, really damn good.
Chicken's like we have a ton of them in Virginia. We have Church's Chicken.
Okay. Yeah, because I think they advertise like they're like Maryland fried chicken, right?
Yeah.
I think that would make sense.
By the way, while we're on random fast food shit, it still pisses me off that KFC doesn't have chicken nuggets. I just want.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't blame you.
Fucking always blows my mind. Fuck
Yeah, what's up with that?
They used to have them when I was a kid. You had to pay extra to get all white meat, but they were fucking phenomenal.
The Colonel was still running it then.
Fuck the Colonel. Which Colonel? Who the fuck knows? The Colonel's
You're old enough, or it's probably the OG Colonel.
probably
True.
was the OG Colonel. Fuck you guys, you young fuck.
So who's next?
Me. So back to Burger King again. We had a buddy that worked there around my prime partying age, and we would always go at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Like we had our designated drunk driver at that time. We made terrible decisions as a youth. And
drunk driver, huh?
we'd order cheesy tots, and he would just load us up with cheesy tots. We would get like
Sonic?
this container full. Like normally they come in like 6 or 8, and we'd get like
Burger
40
King
of them.
and cheesy tots?
Yeah,
I don't even remember this.
they come and go.
They were tater tots that had cheese inside of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
They come and go. They don't have them all the time, and then they'll like disappear for like 7 years, and then they'll be like, "Oh, cheesy tots are back."
Legit. Okay. Yeah, you're right. They do that. They do some random ass shit like that. By the way, they're like cheese curds, but not good.
Yeah, they're fantastic at 3 o'clock in the morning. But yeah,
Hash brown encrusted cheese curds.
I mean, crescent cheese curds are legitly good, but like regular cheese curds by themselves are
That's hilarious.
level. But I'm gonna say pancakes because I spent way too many drunk nights at an IHOP.
Great pick.
And I'd always get the Well, first off, IHOP, by the way, hack if you ever go there, get the fucking build your own omelet, and it comes with a fucking short stack of pancakes, and it's so much fucking food. It's ridiculous, but it's so good.
Smart.
By the way, in your omelet, you should definitely get sausage and hash browns and cheese. It's the best fucking go-to. But pancakes, you can't go wrong with it. It soaks everything up too. It makes you feel better in the morning.
Damn.
And then I don't know if this isn't stealing gems, and it would be really hard to get, but I've had plenty of drunken nights in an Outback Steakhouse.
Onion.
No, loaded cheese fries. Boom. Bacon,
Love the pick, but I hate Outback.
bacon, cheese, and fucking bacon. Well, I played on an adult softball team where everyone on the team worked at the Outback Steakhouse or owned the Outback Steakhouse.
Nice.
So it's free food, free drinks, baby. You know?
Nice.
Can't go wrong with it.
So I'm gonna stick with my cheese trend here.
I think everyone's sticking with it.
And I don't know if it's because Tanner's here or just I enjoy cheese.
I have that impression on people.
Mozzarella sticks.
Yeah. Yeah, that was going to be my next pick.
I feel like Jems could just go to a Sonic at this point.
Yeah,
We
I would
just
agree.
got a Sonic in like the last 5 years.
I've only been to a Sonic one time in Maryville, Missouri, and I think we ordered $30 of food each because none of us had ever been there. Oh,
It's easy to do.
okay. So 2 of them just got taken. This is an oddball one, but this was like a tradition in college. Crab rangoons.
Nice.
That's legit.
So there was this place called Bubba's Chicken, and it was right in between our 2 favorite bars when I was first turning 21. And Bubba was this black dude who was on house arrest, and he lived in the apartment up above the restaurant, and they were only open from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. Thursday through Saturday. So literally catered to drunk food. There was 2 things on the menu. You could get Bubba's plate, which was fried chicken, or he'd put 2 pieces of white bread, chicken, and then potato wedges. Or you could get like a 12-pack of crab rangoons and a clamshell. I don't think he sold much chicken because those crab rangoons were fucking awesome. They were probably like laced with Coke or something because they were so addictive. But there were multiple times where like drunk at the bar already, 10, 11 o'clock, go next door to Bubba's, get some goons, then keep drinking. Then bar close comes, get some more goons. That's like a 24-pack night of crab rangoons. That is not healthy.
No.
It happened multiple times.
No. Well, it's literally like, I mean, just filled with like stuff that's fattening inside.
Dude, exactly. Okay.
Like,
I ate, 27 years of eating like an asshole. I will not deny it, but
dude, my daughter, every time we go to the Chinese place, she hates Chinese food. She's like, doesn't want it. She's like,
Sure.
I don't know, don't make me pick. So we finally were just like, pick whatever you want. This little girl, 12-year-old, said, fucking order me 3 orders of crab rangoons.
yeah.
And she didn't realize, because I guess someplace she went with somebody else, the crab rangoons came in 4s. These crab rangoons came in 12, so we had 36 motherfucking crab rangoons.
Damn.
We ate them, but
Well, of course.
yeah. So I think you get to wrap it now, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with chili cheese dogs.
That's legit.
So if I had to pick like a favorite food, and actually they just asked me this today at work, I think chili cheese dogs are my favorite food. But like, I mean, not like A&W or Sonic, those are good too. But like, I mean, like a decent, like homemade hot dog or like a decent hot dog, and then you make your own chili and you like melt some like real cheese, not like that processed and craft single bullshit or whatever. Like you can make a damn good like gourmet like what the fuck's that chain? Portillo's or whatever?
Yeah.
They do a pretty good job.
Yeah. Shout out Zito.
Oh yeah, he's a huge Portillo.
They have like this heart attack sandwich there at Portillo's that I get. It's a Italian beef with a bratwurst inside of it. It is awesome.
You're turning me on.
The thickness of it's so good.
I've been to Portillo's like twice, maybe. We just don't have a lot of great fast food options up north. But like when I go to places like that, like I said, I want to drop like $30. I want to try everything.
Their chocolate cake is the best chocolate cake I've ever had.
They have cake there?
What the fuck at Portillo's?
Portillo's chocolate cake.
Is it deep fried?
No, it's just this moist chocolate cake, and it's
why is it so weird when like a place that's like you think of like Portillo's hot dogs, you're like, okay, good, and then you're like, why does a lot of those places have like the most random thing that's like people will be like, that shit's the best thing ever, and you're like, what the
yeah,
fuck?
You're right. That's bizarre.
By the way, I was thinking when you said chili cheese dogs, and you were like, the other ones are good. I think when you go favorite food, you have to do something that you can have. Your favorite food has to be something you can eat at gourmet level and also at gas station level.
Yes, exactly. I agree with you completely.
Pizza puffs. The more I can see through the bag that it's in, the better.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
My next pick. So we had a Italian restaurant close to our apartment in college on Thursdays. So Thursday, but they had half price pasta. So for like $3 or $4, we got like it was like seriously like 3 or 4 pounds of pasta. It seemed like
dangerous.
So I ate a shitload of mastacholi. So I'm choosing mastacholi. I don't know if it's necessarily good drunk food, but like I ate the fuck out of it when I was drunk.
Dude, I'm sure that's an incredible drunk food.
Well, I was gonna be in the same vein. I don't know if this is a great drunk food, but it's like my favorite drunk food. If I'm drunk, French dipsa.
I can't say I've ever had it drunk, but
I don't know why, but it just fucking hits the spot.
Well, and like you get if you're dipping it, you get the bread like all juicy. I could see that being damn good.
Yeah.
Now I just want to get drunk with you guys and eat food.
I can't wait for the day for that to happen.
Seriously.
For sure. We got to do that.
So I haven't had a beer since before Thanksgiving. When I'm done with this program, like that weekend is going to be wild.
Is your program a set time frame, or is it just like till you?
No, not a set time frame. I'm working with I guess he's a doctor technically. Yeah. Well, not that he earned his degree and shit, so he's a doctor. Just kind of like a set. I check in once a week and just kind of assess as it goes. But
I like how you made the moral decision. You were like, I just undermined this man's entire education.
No, he's like he owns his own practice, and this is what he does. Like he does dietetics or dietitian, whatever it's called.
Dietitian, yeah, they're dietitians.
Yeah.
Cool.
So he like kind of created his own plan and shit.
Do you want me to run your picks back to you, Tone?
Yes, because I will forget what I have.
Pizza, pancakes, loaded cheesy fries, and a French dip sub.
Awesome, sweet. I'm gonna hope you guys allow this because it's a weird one, and it's technically 2 items, but I have done it a lot drunk.
If you steal mine, I'm gonna be pissed.
I won't be. In sausage McMuffin from McDonald's, opened up with chicken nuggets smashed into it.
Oh. Yeah, I'll allow it.
Did you have a name for that?
Nope. I never thought of a good one for it, but dude, you get like a 4-pack of nuggets, you stick it on the bottom side, not the part that has the cheese from the sausage, because the sausage is cheese. Stick it on the backside, smash it together.
So sausage McGriddle and chicken nuggets?
Not the McGriddle. It has to be I got the English muffin, the sausage.
Oh, okay.
So it's the McMuffin.
Sure.
So McMuffin, cheese, sausage, and then chicken nuggets.
I've done the lunchtime version of that where you do the McGangbang.
Yeah.
The McDouble and the McChicken.
I think that's where I got the idea, but like I love McDonald's breakfast, but then I also love the chicken nuggets. So like I was just like one day I was like, this is the thing you come up with when you're drunk, In
high school, we were such fat asses. So we'd go to the Subway in the nearest town that had a Subway, get a foot long, like whatever sub, cold cut combo, whatever. Then go right next door to the McDonald's, and we'd get 10-piece chicken nuggets and a large fry. You'd put the fry and the nuggets on the cold cut combo from Subway.
It's like a Permanente Brothers sandwich, but better.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the inspiration, but like we would do that twice a month. It's so unhealthy. That's like I'm looking back and I was like, you could have just saved yourself like 3 pounds of being a fat ass if you just didn't do that one activity.
You know what? So we had that conversation on the last one, Tanner. Like if you could find out just easily, let's say, God, I want to know how many calories I've consumed in my lifetime. Would you want to know? Yeah,
I guess I'd want to know.
See, I would be an asshole. I'd want it broken down. I'd be like, how much at Burger King? How much at McDonald's?
Sure. I don't even know if I would do anything differently, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because that's still, I'm not regretting life or anything, but I'm just getting to the point where like, all right, there's nothing going on. COVID's shut the world down. Yeah. I might as well take these next 6 months and like focus on, not being a fat asshole. So that's where I'm at. It's not like I had this crazy epiphany. It's not like I had a heart attack or anything.
Next 6
Thank
months,
God.
next 6 years, one of the two.
So
I hope you're wrong.
that was a pre-recording flashback.
All right.
Callback.
So my picks have gone cheesy double beef burrito, cheesy tots, mozzarella sticks, mostaccioli, and sticking with the cheese trend, I'm going to take Bosco sticks.
Oh, nice. Classic.
And that brings it to Mr. Irrelevant here. Tanner has gone with the Jimmy John's gargantuan, popcorn chicken, crab ragoons, and chili cheese dogs.
All right. This might be the most Wisconsin one ever, but it is. And I haven't done it a lot, but like every time I have done it, it's been phenomenal. Ice cream sandwich dipped into hot caramel sauce.
Dude, that sounds legit.
And it's like multiple. I'm talking like you sit down with a 6-pack, you and your buddy probably finish off the whole thing. But in the fraternity house back in the day, there was a couple of us. We'd party till 3, 4, 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Raid into the fridge. If we were ever out of food, go to the freezer. Like, oh, hot damn. Look at this. We'd rip. I mean, we'd look like a dog getting in the garbage. There'd just be wrappers everywhere, caramel ice cream all around our face. It is so fucking good, though.
I feel like that's something you can get on the menu at Culver's.
It should be. They should just serve you 3 ice cream sandwiches and a little thing of caramel to dip.
Hey.
Greg Culver, if you're listening, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
I have an honorable mention that I forgot that
I have one too. Yeah,
I ate a shit ton of drunk as a young 20-year-old, early 20s, corn dogs. Ate a shitload of corn dogs.
I've never been a corn dog person.
I don't dislike corn dogs. I just haven't eaten a lot of them in my life.
Anything I can microwave at 4 o'clock in the morning from the freezer.
That's legit.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Like you mentioned like the cheesy tater tots, like obviously cheese curds, fried or just normal are great. But the one that I was thinking of, and it's from Jimmy John's, yesterday's bread.
Oh.
Like when you're broke and we used to have friends who worked at Jimmy John's, and they'd get like a box of yesterday's for bread. But you come back to the kitchen and you're like, oh my God, there's 3 loaves. Good night. You just walk away with 3 feet of bread.
That just reminded me of actually probably the thing I've ate the most drunk, because I was probably the most drunk in my life in college.
Yeah.
We know this girl Cricket. Shout out Cricket. She worked at an Annie Ann's, whatever the fuck.
Oh, yep.
Pretzels.
So she would come to our parties after work with a bag of fucking pretzels, cinnamon twist, fucking
wow.
So I probably had more pretzels, cinnamon twists, and fucking anything.
That's awesome. We had the Jimmy John's employee at our parties, but he wouldn't just bring 3 loaves of bread. He would bring the trash bag full of boiled bread.
Yeah, our guy would fill up like a box of bread. I don't know, must have been like 20 loaves.
It's great though. It's the best. I don't even get my son a sandwich. He's 3. He won't fucking eat it half the time. So I just get him yesterday's bread. Fucking.
You gotta.
And he'll eat that. He'll just be like, whatever.
Right.
So that's legit. Well, also my last question. So then we'll let you go, Tanner.
Sure.
Everything that you just picked, your top 5, would you eat in one sitting drunk?
Would I do it? Yes. Could I do it? Depends what I was drinking that night.
I mean, fair.
If it was one of those days where I like put away a case of beer, I don't know if I could do it. But if it was like just a normal night out, or like maybe some beer switched to liquor or all liquor, I think I could.
That was my problem. See, I never got fat off beer because I would drink mostly hard liquor. But
sure.
You have so much room, but you make such poor decisions.
Yeah, true.
So
it's fair. I don't know, gargantuan though, like.
Yeah, you'd have to. That sounds like a man versus food that you would have to like strategically figure out how to eat.
Yeah.
Not for Jems. Jems is half cheese, so.
Dude, Jems, I could do that sober.
I was just getting rid of the dads the next day, the day after drinking shits, and they all stopped up with all that cheese.
Yeah, dude. I'd be fucked with pancakes. Pancakes would expand and I'd be done. Pancakes and pizza would fucking do me in.
What kind of syrup you put on your pancakes, Tone?
I don't. It's usually I don't. I won't even use syrup.
Are you a butter guy or?
This is gonna be. You guys will probably look at me. I do use mostly.
I already do.
Most of the time it's syrup. If it's there, and
Sure.
it's hot. It's got to be hot though.
Okay.
So if it's not hot, then I will go for the alternate, which I learned from my mom, which is butter that's melty, and then packets of sugar.
Huh?
All over it.
I don't hate that.
Not the weirdest thing you said.
Like granular or powdered sugar?
Granular usually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know some people will do like powdered sugar. And
Yeah, powdered's
Powdered.
common.
My mom was a great mom. She would do this thing where if we had almost no food or just she didn't want to go to the grocery store, we always had either hot dog buns or hamburger buns.
Mm-hmm.
Butter the thing, grill them, throw some sugar on it. It's fucking breakfast.
Yeah.
It's like a ghetto ass donut.
We would,
Go ahead, Tanner.
My grandma, again, these healthy eating habits started when I was young. I thought this was like a gourmet breakfast, by the way. She'd take 2 pieces of white bread, and it could have been Wonder Bread for all I fucking know. She'd put slices of cheese on it, or she'd toast the bread, then she'd take cheese, microwave it on the toast, and then she'd use a pizza slicer and slice it into like cheese sticks, and I'd eat like 4 or 5 plates of that. I mean, I wasn't like a fat kid until I got into like high school, and then like I was a lineman, so you never had to be never had to be small. But like, yeah, I thought that was like gourmet shit, but that was because grandma didn't have groceries.
Would that be called an open-faced grilled cheese sandwich?
Yes, we could just call them cheese sticks, but yeah, for all intents and purposes, yeah.
That's wild. It's a wild, the weird shit that people like have in their family. That every person has that weird fucking.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've made that as an adult.
Dude,
like,
I
went to the grocery shop and I didn't want to go out. I'm like, I'll make cheese sticks.
I made they're called fried buns. I made fried buns for my fucking kids the other day.
Yeah,
they love them.
I think it's fairly common. You guys probably did it, but like growing up, I had a lot of toast with cinnamon and sugar and butter on it.
Fuck yes.
I don't know if we did that. I don't know. I didn't grow up with a lot of cinnamon. For
all the time. I go heavy on the sugar, but I have a sweet tooth.
Sure.
I make mine a specific way. I toast, pops out, butter it, put cinnamon sugar, then I microwave it, and then add more cinnamon sugar.
Decent. My sister's like favorite snack as a kid, and I don't know where she got it because no one ever made this for me. She would just take like plain tortillas, put cheese on it, and microwave it.
Oh, those are nachos. We ate those.
No, like a
circular tortilla.
It's called an open face quesadilla.
Well, then, so I think she'd like roll it up. So she called it like a cheese roll up. I'm like, okay. Like
why am I
quesadilla?
Sensing a trend in Tanner's childhood? They're like, they just put a donut in the microwave with cheese on it.
Yeah, you ever had an apple with cheese? Like,
I haven't, but that actually sounds kind of interesting.
Did you guys ever do? I never did it, but I've heard of people doing apple pie with a slice of cheddar cheese on top. Dude, you heard people doing that?
Somebody in one of my stores that I did, we were talking about apple pie, and I was like, apple pie's got to be hot and like have really cold ice cream. That's like
yes,
way.
Me too.
And then this lady was like, you know what? She's like, I can't eat apple pie unless it has cheese on it. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
And then I found out it was a thing. And I was like, holy shit.
I had a teacher in high school, high school. And we had like a class party for something. And she brought in apple pies. And then she had like a block of cheese and like a cheese slicer. I'm like, that's a weird fucking combo. Like, why would you want to have slices of cheese and then eat apple pie? And then she's like, does anyone want me to like microwave theirs? Sure, I like my apple pie warmed up. She fucking put cheese on it. I'm like, woman, what the hell are you doing? Ruining cheese and ruining apple pie. Like, they're great separate. Don't ever combine them. I didn't even eat it. I'm like,
I'm shocked.
Give that to someone else. Like, you cannot fuck up apple pie. You cannot fuck up cheese. Why would you even try?
Okay, that's like where like the fucking flat Earth thing got all together at once, and it was like that was Tanner's drop off. He was like,
Seriously.
nope, can't
Like two absolutes in this world: cheese, apple pie. You don't try to mess with them.
do it together. You know, fuck it, weird. Nah. Well, Tanner, we appreciate you coming on, man.
Oh, it was a blast. I'm so happy to have joined you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
I was gonna say our problem with these podcasts is we always have on people that we enjoy, and they always go way long because we just want to talk to people, and I think even more so in this fucking crazy ass pandemic we're in. But yeah, we love you, Tanner. Everyone should check out Tanner on every social media. It's at Vanilla Gorilla, spelled VUHILLA Gorilla.
Yeah, I think so.
I think.
I bet there's an N in there.
Twitter actually changed my name. I don't know if you knew that or not.
What?
Yeah. So 3 or 4 years ago, my name used to be Vanilla, normal spelled, and then it was _ Gorilla.
Okay.
Or maybe it was, I think it was _ Gorilla, spelled correctly.
Okay.
I got a system alert or whatever, and that name was going to some like guy who owns like a bunch of motorcycles and like was getting a TV show on Discovery.
They just
So
stole
I
his
had,
name. They
I had
didn't
like 72 hours to change my name.
That should have been something you were able to sell to him. He should have had to buy that from you.
Yeah, I think that's how it works now.
Dude, you got ripped off.
So
Bud.
this happened to Sam Decker, who played for the Badgers, and then he got drafted. His name was at Sam Decker 15, and then he got changed to Decker without him even asking. So,
Really?
yeah, it used to be Vanilla _ Gorilla. So then I changed it like right after that to like Vanilla Gorilla, like GOU Rilla or something. And then I don't know when I got sick of that. So then I changed it to like Vanilla VUH now.
I think I follow like 3 different people who have some sort of Vanilla Gorilla in their Twitter handle.
I didn't give myself this nickname. I mean, that came from like way back in middle school football. But yes, as I've grown up, I have met other people who call themselves that or have been called that, and like Brock Lesnar gets called that by quite a few WWE people.
You
And then,
Brock Lesnar, to be honest with you,
what's that?
you kind of look like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Someone just said that on Twitter today, actually.
And Jake Paul.
Yeah, and Jake Paul.
Are you worried about fighting Ben?
Yeah. How do you think that Ben Askren fight's going to go for you?
He's pretty fired up after the election. I don't know. He's got all the reason in the world to hate America right now. I don't know. I feel like it could happen. Askren's a little guy though. He's not a big guy.
I know somebody in our group chat said that it was going to be an easy walkthrough for Ben, but I don't feel like he's more of a grappler.
I feel like that's an incredible matchup for Jake Paul.
I think Jake Paul's going to beat a real fighter.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, Ben Askren's like smaller than Nate Robinson.
Yeah.
Now, granted, he's far more talented at fighting, but like.
Well, also Jake Paul is in like the best position. Like,
right.
If he loses, he's supposed to.
Yeah. Oh, and that's why the Paul brothers are who they are. That's their whole life. If they lose, they're supposed to. They are losers. They are average run-of-the-mill guys from Ohio. They are not supposed to be here. So they are playing with house money, and that's what's so entertaining about it.
They got Vine famous, right? That's where I first remember. I think Logan was the one I saw first.
Yeah, Vine and YouTube. They've been YouTube grinding a long time, but Vine
probably went to high school with one of them or something.
Surprisingly enough, I only heard of the Paul brothers from the stupid fucking Disney Channel show.
Oh, Jake was on one of them, right? Or
Jake was on
a Disney show.
Jake was on. He got thrown off because he was causing a ruckus after around his neighborhood. But he was on. He was on a Disney Channel show. It's called, and it's something really stupidly named, and I can't think of what it's called.
I didn't know.
Buzzardvark is what the name of the song.
Buzzardvark, yeah.
Buzzardvark.
Now here's the plot of the show. 2 teenage girls get selected into a program, so they go to this building where people make content for the internet. And Jake Paul is one of the content creators.
Wow.
But he's not Jake Paul. He's a guy who does crazy man stunts.
This world's a weird place.
So, yeah. So that's the first time I
Dirk Man.
Dirk Man, yeah. So, yeah.
Really?
Yep. You should watch it. You should binge it. It's on Disney Plus.
I don't know if I got that in me.
I have faith in you.
Hey, we introduced a lot of stuff in your life. Today, it's going to be the Zardvark. I expect a review on it at some point.
Maybe. I don't know. Jake Paul and Disney? That doesn't make sense.
He's not the main character.
I would hope not.
I think you'll like it, though. It's weird.
Hey, I just want to go back and watch old Vines.
Why has someone not done that?
My attention span is perfect for Vine. TikTok wavers a little bit. Minute long ones are hard for me to stay focused on.
Dude, I know I've grown up because when I first started watching TikTok, it was all like stupid stuff, But now it's all like DIY and like home improvement and some finance stuff and then stand-up comedy. Like nothing else.
Do you guys have a TikTok for the Anomalies?
Yeah, I think Flegs runs it.
No, sweet.
Flegs is pretty good at TikTok individually. Like,
yeah, him and Jems are fucking TikTok masters. I don't know. Like, you're the only
master.
You're the only two people I've ever seen like share a TikTok in our group. So
Oh, yeah, I never share them with anybody. I just keep them to myself and laugh.
My first introduction to TikTok was literally Jems and
sure.
So.
Well, TikTok is a platform Tone could be murdering on if he just focused on TikTok for like a week.
Yep.
By the way, I was driving the other day at work and I was like, how do I go crazy on TikTok? And I think I figured it out. So that may happen.
You just let me know. I'll be your like third follower.
I was trying to debate whether I'd do it on the Off the Rails pod TikTok because I think
yes.
Yeah, I think that I'm already logged in. I don't know if I can handle a second fucking login. To be honest with you, yeah, that app updates you so frequently,
dude.
Holy
TikTok is like a whole different world. I don't think anyone truly understands what all is happening on TikTok. Like, it's powerful.
TikTok's so weird because I'm like literally like I'll click through and it's like this lady's husband building a fucking TV stand with like a new fireplace because their shit didn't have a fireplace, and then literally my next swipe will be some lady jumping up and down with her boobs jiggling. I don't know what our algorithm is doing, but it's some wild shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know when I can even look at TikTok because I'm like, I don't know what's coming up next.
Well, and when you turn that app on, it's full volume. You got to get ready for that.
Yeah.
I'll be bad because I'll like lay in bed and like the baby will be sleeping and Taylor will be sleeping and I don't think about it. I just open it and the first thing's like screaming.
You got to get earbuds.
Yeah. This motherfucker doesn't even use earbuds. Have you had earbuds in at all this time?
I did. These are dead. They died during the first podcast. So
okay. Yeah, I wear earbuds every time, but this dude never wears them. I just
I have normal like headphones usually, but I wanted to try these new earbuds out because I just got them. So
yeah, I'm glad you've upgraded from the tiny.
I just got a big head.
It was great. I think that was during our fantasy football draft.
Probably.
Yeah, and your head was turning like red because it was such a long podcast like this one. But Tanner, we're gonna actually let you go this time. But you are officially our longest podcast now. So we'll take it.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. You have a good one.
Thanks, you, everyone. Everyone, go watch. Follow the Anomalies. Is there a good spot to find that? The best spot to find that for you guys?
Just at the Anomalies pod.
Okay, sweet. Is that underscore? No, I can't ever remember because you guys lost your one, and then I get so confused.
Yeah.
So okay, sweet. Yeah, the Anomalies pod. Just go find it. It's a gorilla-looking guy with a hat and glasses.
Sure is.
That logo is pretty neat. I wonder who made that.
Mm-hmm.
Trash Man Ronnie, and then I just made it look better.
All right.